everybody, and welcome to High Rollers, but not the regular Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition game. I am your Games Master, Mark Sherlock Humes, as always, and we've got I've gathered together a crew of unscrupulous, nefarious individuals to help us in the game today. I'm joined by Mike Fleming,
Hello.
Events and Merch.
How you doing?
Nina Serena,
Hello.
one of our illustrators, and Meme Lord himself, Veteran Harry Barry.
Dice Boys. Straight away.
Yeah, of the famous Dice Boys. The reason we've got these guys together is we've got a lot of people away this week, and we are playing something very unusual. I'm not playing Dungeons & Dragons. We're playing something called Dusk City Outlaws. This is a game which is out on Kickstarter at the minute. I backed it, and I thought it was really cool, and I wanted to play a one-shot in it. It's made by Rodney Thompson, who worked on D&D. He's worked on like D&D 5th edition. He did Lords of Waterdeep, the board game. He's now working at Bungie, and he actually has sent me a bunch of custom stuff for this. So thank you very much, Rodney, for sending all of that in.
Cheers, dude.
The game itself is a fantasy heist movie, basically. It takes place in a place called New Dunhaven, which is kind of like a Renaissance, like Venice, so it's got canals, but it's the size of New York City. So it's this huge, sprawling metropolis, very fantasy-based. There's a little bit of Renaissance, so there's firearms, and there is magic, but it's kind of very illegal. This isn't a high fantasy D&D world, this is kind of much more Renaissance style. Okay. And you guys are going to be playing criminals. Kind of like, think Firefly, Ocean's 11, Lies of Locke Lamora, that sort of thing. You guys are going to be con men, or thieves, or assassins, who all belong to these different cartels, or guilds, that kind of control the underworld of the city. And these cartels, normally instead of fighting each other, they've come to something called the Agreement, which means that instead of killing each other, they've all kind of accepted their own little bits of turf, and whenever there is a job that kind of falls in between the cracks, they put together a crew of different guilds to get it done, and then they split the profits.
So we're the best they could find.
You are going to be the best they could find for this job. And to do this, so it's about a 2-hour mission, because what we're going to do is we're going to create characters and go through kind of like all the basic rules and stuff like that. I'm just trying to go over my notes to remember and make sure I don't miss out on anything. That's pretty much it. So I will tell you that this particular job that you're going to be given involves stealing a tincture, a medicine, from a kind of nefarious physic within the city. But what you've got here is, so these sheets here, these are specializations, yeah? And then these ones here are your cartels. Now, I'd like each of you to pick one cartel and one specialization.
Should we read them out first?
You can go through them, yeah, sure, Barry, yeah, go through them. You read out the cartels, and then we'll go.
Oh my god, I didn't realise the descriptions are quite that long. So we've got the Circle.
Just call them by the names, yeah.
We've got the Circle, who look like they are the crazy Russians.
Yeah, they're basically, the Circles are like the brute enforcers. They're like the crazy Russians, and they control the northern part of the city.
We've got the Gravedigger, who's got the little Venetian medicine mask on.
Pretty much exactly what they sound like. They control like all like the funeral parlors. They're the plague doctors. They're kind of like the spooky guys that nobody really likes talking to.
Yeah, awesome. We've got the Red Lotus Society.
These guys are basically, so they come from a place called Little Tuana, which is like basically Chinatown in New York. They control all the docks and all the firearms, so things like flintlock pistols, explosives, fireworks, and they kind of have control over that.
Sounds good. We've got the Family.
The Family, hey, they're like the mafia. They are the Italian mob, basically. They control all the merchants and all the stores, but they are basically the Godfather.
We've got the Mummers.
So the Mummers are kind of like, the jesters, the bards, the troubadours.
And the performers.
The performers, but also, they're killers and thieves and,
It's all just the guys.
It's all the guys, basically. And they run all of the taverns and inns and kind of anything, and theatres and stuff like that in the city.
Cool, and the last one we've got is the Vespers.
Now the Vespers these are the criminals that you don't know are criminals. These are the high society nobility that do blackmail and poisoning, and they
diplomats, kind of.
They're kind of blended in with the high life of the society, but they're criminals as well. And so those are the different cartels, and we've got a bunch of specializations, and these are pretty as they sound, basically.
So you can do any specialization with any...
Anything, yeah, exactly. You can combine anything you want, and these only represent, these are 6 of 8 cartels. In the full game there's going to be 8, and these are only, I think I've only got like 10 of the specializations, and there's going to be something like 14. Holy shit, so there's quite a lot more to come. And I should point out as well, Rodney sent me 2 sorceress specializations, which haven't been revealed yet. So these are actually exclusive, nobody's seen these yet.
Snap.
Oh, fantastic.
Spooky.
So do you want to read those out, Mike?
Yeah, so we've got the assassin, who's pretty, I think we all know what an assassin is. It's pretty generic. We've got a brawler, who's sort of a fighter, good at punching stuff.
Think about like a bodyguard, like, you kind of bruiser,
like an enforcer who kind of,
enforcer kind of
beats
thing.
people up.
We've got an alchemist, who I'm guessing might be very handy to have with
Could be.
our
Could be.
the job we're going on. We've got a boss. He's sort of like the leader.
Yes, the boss is really good at helping everybody else do stuff, really. They kind of are good at kind of, just making everybody else better at what they do. And they're pretty good at talking to people as well. They're kind of like a charismatic character.
Okay, cool. We've got a Magus.
So this is one of the special sorcery ones. Now, these are actually called rare specializations, and you can only have one per crew. So you can't have two sorceress characters. You can have one person who plays one of these.
So
the Magus...
Is the game designed for kind of like a one-shotty format and not so much a long form?
You can play it in campaigns, and there's campaign rules for it. But this is Rodney. The way he was describing it is this is the type of game that you can pull off your shelf. Like you're like, oh, somebody's not turned up. Hey, let's play a one-shot of this.
Oh, cool.
You just quickly pull it out. It comes with a bunch of pre-made scenarios, and the prep work is really easy on the GM as well. So so the Magus, he's that kind of magic character is all about messing with people's minds. So you can make them feel emotions that they don't feel, mess up their memories, that sort of thing. But sorcery in New Dunhaven is a dark art. It's not talked about. You don't see wizards flying around going, oh! It's very much like, oh shit, that guy's a Magus. Don't mess with him. Don't
Pretty
fuck
scary.
with him. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's super cool. We've also got the Beguiler.
So the Beguiler is the other sorceress one. Now this is actually restricted to mummers only, so only mummers can be a Beguiler. But it's all about illusions, like creating physical, magical illusions that can make you look
like
invisible.
Miasmics.
Yeah, exactly. And they're one of the sorceress ones as well. Very, very cool.
We've also got a Thief.
Thief sounds as it sounds.
And a Grifter.
And a Grifter, so this is the charismatic guy. This is the guy that is really great at lying. This is the con man. This is Better Call Saul.
Like the Vesper kind of.
Well, the nice thing with all of these can go with any of the cartels. Like, obviously, there are some which you think make more sense, like a Circle Enforcer or like, a Gravedigger Assassin or an Alchemist or something like that. But the nice thing, I think, with this is any of them can combo, so you can kind of create these interesting characters. So have a look through those. Pick ones which kind of speak to you. Whichever ones you think appeal the most.
I know which one I want.
That's not
I know what you're going to say.
I know what I want. Boom. What are you thinking, Mike? What are you going?
I'm feeling pretty Russian.
Feeling pretty
dark.
I like the circle.
So yeah.
I like this picture.
Are you going for a Russian hacker? Is that what?
Topical.
Wow, so topical. I think I'm going to go for a big, punchy Russian guy.
I like it.
Okay.
I like it.
I like it with muscles.
So you're gonna go circle and specialization, probably something like brawler or.
Yeah, I think brawler.
Okay.
Brawler. There you
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
That's okay.
And Barry, what are you going with over there?
I'm going.
You're going with the family.
Hey, I'm going for the family, the big boss family.
What specialization is that?
I'm going for the boss. Say you.
The boss, of course.
The Don. I'm going for the Don.
Okay, and what about you, Needs? You can have a think through, you can have a flick through and decide what you want to be.
I'm quite partial to the mummers.
So you're going to be the mummers?
Circus
That name I find really creepy. It's
a classic thing. Like the mummers is like a type of thing. We get them at LARP. They call that as well. Like the idea of like these kind of wandering around, troubadours.
Yeah.
That's like a traditional name for them.
Okay. Yeah, sweet.
So that's the artwork on those.
Go and mama.
Yes, mama.
Are you picking them because of the artwork, Nina?
The artwork is beautiful. I'm not going to lie. They're so pretty.
So these, I should point out by the way, because these are print and plays from the Kickstarter. This will all have full art when it comes out in the full thing. Like obviously not all of these have art and stuff like that.
Printed.
Yeah,
Awesome.
these are all very much ghetto printed out by me.
Will the Kickstarter then have these pre-printed or in
yeah,
a book
these will all be
or?
like pre-printed, like in a set. Like you'll get a box set and it'll be double-sided and stuff like that.
Awesome.
As well.
Cool.
Right, I think
gonna be a mama?
A mama sounds amazing.
Okay.
And I think what would go really well with that is an assassin.
Mummy. Oh, mummy.
So like an assassin,
Oh
my god.
kind of, not circus, because
It can be entertainer, yeah. Cool, so pop those in the middle then.
you can have them.
Those bad boys.
I think that'd be
Right,
pretty
so
sweet.
What's the next step of
So the next thing is
creating?
really simple. Like character creation in this is you've done most of the hard work now because all the skills are part of specialization. You're going to need a name. And then think about, well, what's your deal? Because, what makes your character a bit more special? What makes them a bit more unique? Maybe how they came into the life of crime. Maybe there's something unusual about the way that they do business. Just something to make them a bit more of a unique character. And yeah, like if you guys need sample names, I can kind of help you with that a little bit on that. The circle, think Russian names.
Okay.
The family, think kind of
Italian.
Italiano, Godfather style. The mummers, it can be pretty much anything, like kind of
Something
very
creative
fanciful
and-
names.
yeah.
Very creative and things like that.
Something a bit out there.
While you guys have anything about names, I'll talk a little bit more about the actual setting. So, New Dunhaven is not just one city, but two. The opulent and grandiose city of canals and gondolas, of free thinking and scientific theory, where merchants hawk wares and nobles enjoy fine dining and soirees. And then the other city of back alley brawls, organised crime, raiding armoured coaches, and cloaked assassins crouching on rooftops. The first city is ruled by the Crown, which is the government, and the Regent, who is a monarch, who I believe I actually wrote down her name is Olivia I. And this is basically, you know, the Crown is the government, it's the city watch, and this is your nemesis. All of you are known criminals. So if you go out bumping into a captain of the city guard, they may very well know who you are because your reputation will precede you. So things like disguises or working at night is kind of preferential to your kind of your class of persona.
Random question.
Yep.
For the mummers, it says members of the cartel maintain perfectly legal professional identities. So,
so
would we not be bothered by?
It would probably be a case of like, unless you are caught doing something.
Right. Okay.
But generally, like, as long as you're just being a fanciful entertainer, they can't touch you.
Nice.
But if they see you getting up to something, that could cause problems.
Okay.
The other thing with the mummers, though, is what you'll find is each of your cartels will tell you where you are conspicuous. Now, there are different districts in New Dunhaven, which is a huge, sprawling city, and there are many different types of district, whether they're for merchants or nobles or commoners. And so, for a mummer, you wandering around a noble district, people might raise an eyebrow and be like, what are they doing here? Same with the circle. Like, you'll blend into a commoner area where, you know, they wouldn't bat an eyelid at this circle enforcer going around, maybe shaking down a few kind of peasant merchants. Going, hey, where is my money this week?
Okay, nice.
But again, you might be a bit out of place anywhere else. Whereas the family, well, they can kind of blend into most places.
You can get around.
Very suave.
And yeah, I kind of mentioned about the arrangement. So, you know, this is a kind of thing where there's no conflict between the cartels, but there is a group called the Blooded who have refused to be part of the arrangement. Right. Now, they are actually in opposition. They are criminals themselves, and they might try and, you know, get in on your heists and your jobs.
They're like an amalgamation of different people from different cartels?
Yeah, basically.
Is it like their own cartel?
It's kind of its own cartel, and they are very much about loyalty to each other, and they don't give a damn about anybody else or anything else. And yeah, so they're a little bit of kind of like a criminal opposition to you, and then you have the city guard, which is the more kind of legal thing. So you guys come up with names?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go round. Barry, who are you and what's your deal?
Hey, I'm Emmanuel Tarifo. Call me Don Tarifo. I run multiple delis. Specialising in the finery of spiced meat, Tarifo, if you will. I'm quite renowned for extorting restaurants and other smaller delis for your pocket change. It's just a little schmecking.
Schmeckles.
So yeah, I'm a family boss.
And you're Don Tarifo.
I'm Don Tarifo.
Okay, and you've got delis. You've got the delis locked down.
I've got the delis on lockdown. Don't worry. If there's ever problems in the delis, I'm all over it.
Okay.
Fantastic.
So I have actually got part of my character is that I have a sign of authority. So I have a large Tarifo medallion around my neck,
just like a curled sausage.
Yeah, it's just like a big curled sausage that people can, as I'm walking through the streets along the canals, they can appreciate the glintingness of this beautiful spiced Tarifo.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Nina.
Yeah, Don Tarifo.
For name, I'm just gonna go with Lilac.
Lilac.
Because I'm just obsessed with Lilac at the
Yeah,
moment.
that's a good mama
It's
name.
very happy. And
Okay.
Do you have
spring.
lilac face paint on your mum? Or?
Yeah, it's kind of like Harlequin.
Harlequin.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
Lilac.
And what's
You
your
Outfits.
deal?
look beautiful today, Lilac. Oh,
Thanks so much.
so funny. Oh, you
I like
look
the
on.
idea of being
Oh, you don't treat
super-
yourself.
Kind of like happy-go-lucky, kind of psychopathic character.
Okay. So kind of almost a bit Harley Quinn in a way, real sort of
I guess so, actually. I didn't
cheerful
actually
and
think
smiley,
that,
but a bit
yeah.
of a lunatic as well.
But you're also
Yeah.
stabbing people and it's nuts.
Yeah. I really like the idea of having something like roses, but they're sharp-pointed, dagger roses or flowers.
What's your kind of performance, guys? What's your day-to-day job that you would do?
A dancer or a singer or
A bit of everything, I would
Okay, so
imagine,
just a general-
it's like a street
kind of like a
street
circus
performer.
yeah, just kind of
one of
dancing.
those awkward statue people that you see in Covent
Oh
Garden.
no!
You're one of those people
No.
who's on the raised platform.
More class.
What is that
Okay.
called?
Yeah, street performer.
Okay, so you're a street
God.
performer. Okay, and
Yes.
the thing with the roses, so alchemy is a big part of New Dunhaven, alchemy and sort of scientific progress. And there is a substance which, whatever it's applied to becomes as hard as steel. So
That's how I got my
and the
chorizo
city
medallion.
guard, well, that's how he got his, it is actually a chorizo covered in this stuff.
Yes.
So like the city watch, for example, might cover a gondola in this special stuff to make it armored. So like
Oh
you
my
can't
God.
like literally like it's bulletproof and things like that. So you could
Damn.
have like the stems of your roses treated with this.
Oh,
So they appear as a
perfect.
fresh flower, but then you can or like
wow.
stab somebody in
Oh,
the chest.
snap. Would I have a plentiful supply?
Probably not. You'll probably so on your we'll go through it. And on your
Okay.
assassin, you should have equipment, and we can basically instead of like
Oh, okay.
daggers, you can say I've got these kind of pointed roses.
Yeah.
Mike, give us your name and what's your deal.
So it'll be Vladimir.
Vladimir.
My deal
Vladimir.
is my motivation.
It could be anything. Like, so your deal is kind of like what makes you a character. Like, you know, it doesn't
Okay.
have to be in depth. It could be a bit of backstory. It could be something that makes you unique.
Okay.
It can be whatever.
So I think I've spent my whole life sort of in and out of prison. So what's the place isn't called Dunwall? What's it called again? Sorry, Dunhaven.
I keep doing that because it
Yeah.
is very Dishonored. Dishonored's like a
oh,
big
yeah,
influence
yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah.
It's called New Dunhaven.
New Dunhaven. Okay, so there's a place in New Dunhaven called the Castle, which is the city's prison. It's notorious. I think my guy spent a lot of time in the castle. I think I'm really quite notorious. I think I'm known by the city
you like
guard.
big and
I
hench?
hate the city guard. Big. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
massive. I've got
Like covered in tattoos
Yeah, covered in
and
tattoos. Those are prison
Nice.
tattoos. But yeah, I hate the city guard basically, and
Okay.
they hate me.
Okay.
So I want to.
Nice. Yeah. Hey, I
Wanna
can
beat some
appreciate
shit.
that, you know.
Yeah.
So he's trying to shut down the delis. It's horrible.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, that's great. So, a couple of things we'll go over mechanically, right? So, each of you, I'm going to throw Barry's back at him because he threw it at me.
Hey,
so,
I'm
each
sorry,
of you,
yeah.
I've given a white poker chip. So, that's yours, by
Okay,
the way.
thank you.
This is your influence. Now, during the game, there will be there's segments. Each kind of like part of the game is broken down into a day segment or a night segment, and during those you can either choose to do planning, which is kind of out of character, like ad hoc, quite kind of open, or legwork, which is you actually going into the city and making preparations for your heist or whatever it is you're going to do. Influence can be spent. Now, if you look on your cartel sheet, you'll have like a bullet point list of things you can spend your influence on. So I know one for the family, for example, is Barry can literally get 4 of his boys.
Hey, for the butchers from the deli.
You can get 4 butcher boys
It's the Tony and
to come in
everybody.
and do what he wants for a scene. So he can basically hire a bunch of lackeys, basically.
I do love that I can get a gondola for a day. That's just hilarious.
Yeah, you can, exactly.
Hey, don't worry, with the family gondola.
You also have 1 influence for the group, which is in the middle, and any of you can spend this.
Okay,
Basically.
do you have to
Okay.
agree on?
Generally, it's kind of like an agreement
Yeah,
thing. It's
yeah,
kind of very co-optional. Now, the other thing you can do with influence is, apart from the things listed in your cartel sheet, you can also do it to things like, I just want to succeed at this check. Like, this skill is so important, I have to beat
Like
it.
breaking into
I'm
the
gonna
vault
spend
is gonna
my
be-
I'm going to spend my influence point. You can also use it to do other things like giving bonuses and stuff. Generally, anything that you want to do that you want to interject into the story is probably going to require you to spend your influence. On your specialization sheets, you're going to see a list of skills which have percentages. Now, for those of you watching at home, the way that this game works, it's not like D&D where you roll a D20 and add a number. We're going to use percentile dice, so this is a D100, and all of their skills will be like out of a percentage. So like Nina, for example, her assassin character has stabbed someone at 90%.
Jesus.
She needs to
Damn.
roll
If you
under
mess that
90.
up, that's awkward.
Yeah, I want to roll badly.
Exactly,
technically.
right? So you want to roll under 90 and you succeed at it.
Right.
Anything over and you fail. Now, the other resource I'm going to talk about, that's kind of all you really need to know at the moment. There are things called boon dice and challenge dice, which is kind of like if you've played Edge of the Empire and stuff like that, it's kind of like the advantage, disadvantage system. It means it's like more of a narrative way. Like, you can succeed at a task, but you might have complications that arise because you've succeeded at it. Things like that. It's a kind of narrative storytelling dice. The other kind of mechanic thing I was going to talk about is you all have something on your character sheets called luck. Now, everybody has 100 luck. Luck is your hit points and your resource and your cunning and your actual luck. So when you take damage, if somebody tries to attack you, you initially take it as off your luck. And what this represents is your luck running out as a criminal. So the assassin might try and stab you and miss, but you might take 20 points of luck damage as that's used up some of your daily
Yeah, that's
luck.
really
right?
cool
Yeah, I really
mechanic.
like that.
The nice thing with this is you can spend luck if you fail at tasks to boost your skills. So you're kind of gambling with your health at the same time. Now, if your luck ever reaches 0, you basically bow out of a scene. You're like, okay, you either become pass out, or
Yeah.
you just have to get out of there. Like you become so panicked that you run away. If you take damage whilst you are at 0 luck, you take wounds, and that's when you physically start getting really injured. And you can also take wounds from other means, like if I roll certain dice and stuff like that.
Okay.
And that's pretty much all the basic mechanics of like the dice rolling and everything else. The way that this is going to work is I'm going to give you guys the job. We're going to give you a job. We'll talk through all of that. And then you're going to have a free planning session. Now, I should point out, planning scenes are physically timed. You will have 15 minutes to come up with a plan. Then you will have a section to go off and do legwork and actually make preparations in the city. Then you will have a choice of either having another planning session or doing more legwork, depending on what you want to do. And then you're going to do the job. We're going to do a one-night scenario that Rodney specifically wrote for me that I've made a couple of little tweaks to.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
He's written it specifically for us to run on stream. But it's a one-night thing, so you're only going to have one night to do this.
Okay, awesome.
But the way that the game begins, and we're going to launch properly into it, is like any good heist movie, it begins with a montage. So I would like to know, Don Cherifo,
Hey.
Hey.
what are you doing at this precise moment?
Hey,
What's your last thing? Like, what's your character? Are you in a scam?
Hey, I'm in the deli. I'm having some coffee. You know, it's early morning. I'm talking with the boys, making sure business is going
So
according
you're
to plan.
talking with the boys in the
Right,
business.
yeah.
As you're doing this, a customer walks in, actually. He's got a kind of a beaked nose. He's wearing a fine dress suit with a cane that he kind of walks in, small beady eyes, and you know him as the Hawk.
Hey, the Hawk. Hey, how's it going? Have a seat. I got some coffee. Sit down, my friend. Hey, lovely to see you. Lovely to be blessed with your presence in the deli.
Thank you, Don Cherifo. I must bring you news. I must bring you news that Lady Donna wishes to speak with you.
Hey, no, not Lily Donna. Hey, how come? What brings
Crew
her?
is being put together.
Hey, kid, should we go in the back? Let's go in the back room.
Let's have a speak in the back room.
Okay.
As you go off,
It's just a tiny little cupboard where
tiny little cupboard.
little Slim Jim's just chopping some meat.
Yeah, he's like chopping to meat, and you go in there. As you walk into the tiny cupboard and the door shuts behind you to the sound of slicing salami, we cut. And what is Lilac doing out in the city at this point in time?
I'm getting my little area to perform ready.
Are you like seizing up a mark, a potential assassination mark, or are you just going about business trying to avoid trouble?
Yes. I think. So I like to think my deal is I love friendship. I want to be friends with everybody, you know. However, if you fuck me up, I'll fuck you up.
Okay.
God.
So let's just say I'm after somebody who, I don't know.
So maybe you're on a street corner.
Did her wrong.
Yeah, I was.
Haven't been replying to your letters and.
Exactly.
So you're on the street corner and you're kind of watching this target at the same time doing your performance. And you kind of got like a little basket out there for coins.
Yeah.
And you see this kind of figure, this, again, sharp dressed suit, kind of beak nose, small eyes, sword cane. He comes up and he kind of taps his cane on the ground a few times and tosses a bright gold coin emblazoned with the symbol of the family into the hat.
Oh, shiny.
And he kind of looks at you and he's just like, "Oh, Miss Lilac, what a wonderful performance. I'm afraid to trouble you during your business, but Lady Donna wishes to speak with you. We are putting together a crew.
All right.
Would you follow me, please?"
Sure thing.
And he kind of
bro.
spins his cane around his wrist and he begins marching off, and you pack up your things, narrowing your eyes at your mark who's wronged you,
Yeah, I'm just
thinking,
like,
"I'll be back."
that jerk. I'll get him.
Go reply to my letters.
Vladimir,
Okay, all right.
what are you up to in the city? What are you currently doing?
I'm like pumping iron,
yes.
Yes.
drinking ale at the same time, and I'm just belching and doing all sorts
where are
of
you?
things like that.
Where are you doing all this? Like,
I'm in a pub,
Like
but
in a
I'm pumping
dark,
iron. Like,
seedy
but
pub.
like a dark. See, this is like a circle pub. This
Okay.
is what place these cretins hang around in these seedy
Okay.
gym/pubs.
So as you're kind of doing this and you're working out, and you can hear the kind of taunts and jeers of kind of like your fellow circle members around you,
Yeah.
you basically just hear a thump thump whack. And you watch as like one of the men who was watching the door outside kind of stumbles back in, like holding his nose, and this kind of man in a sharp dressed suit, and you can see him like with a handkerchief wiping off a walking cane. He just kind of steps in, and he's got this beady nose and these hawk-like eyes. And he goes, "I'm so sorry to trouble you, my friend, but I must speak with Vladimir." And he kind of turns to you, and you recognize this guy. Like, you kind of spent time in the prisons, and you've always heard about this guy. He's a broker for the family, ruthless assassin, excellent swordsman, and generally kept under leash by the family. And if he comes to you, it's for a job. And he just looks at you. He's like, "Oh, Mr. Vladimir, it is a great pleasure to make your acquaintance."
Are you the broker?
I have a job for you.
Okay, I'll take it. And then I pass my massive dumbbell to somebody else, and they just immediately
You pass
drop it.
like, ugh, and they just kind of stumble to the ground.
Yeah.
Please follow me. I have a coach waiting.
Certainly.
And he looks at the man who's like now holding his nose. He passes his handkerchief. He's like, I'm so sorry, my friend. And you guys are led away. And with that, you guys are all together. You're transported through various means, and you're brought together, the three of you, by a gondola. And you're kind of boarded this with the hawk. And you can see, I mean, Don, Sharifa, you recognise that there is a number of family enforcers on this gondola. And they kind of give you like, oh, Don, and they kind of give you that respect. But these other two you're a bit out of place. Like, it does seem like most of everybody else knows each other. And you're brought on the canals via a gondola down towards the docks, a particularly nasty looking area called Greywater. It's kind of a slum. It floods from the canals when the rain's heavy. This area floods really badly, so it stinks of stagnant water, and you can see kind of like the poorer folks desperately trying to you can see like sandbags piled up around doorways and things like that. And you're kind of floated through the canals, and you're brought to a large warehouse. You're led inside, and inside you can see a number of dock workers are painting up a gondola to look like a city watch gondola. You kind of just brought past it, and the hawk leads you upstairs into an office which overlooks onto the rest of the warehouse. And as you enter, I'm going to read from a different piece of paper now. This kind of one single room is lit by just a single lantern, just kind of in the corner, kind of shining a light onto this single desk, behind which a middle-aged woman, but still kind of very refined, still quite good looking, but perhaps a little bit aged, is sat in elegant wear. She's got a large brandy sniffer in one hand, and she's smoking a huge cigar in the other one. And she's just kind of like smoking.
I don't know. I've sort of had spliff in my mind. I know it doesn't work. I'm sorry. I'm derailing.
She's smoking a Chorizo.
Typical mother, I think.
Yeah.
She's kind of swishing this brandy glass, looking out onto this dock, the rest of this work. And you can see that in the room there are two large men in suits, and you can see like metal kind of rods kind of tucked into their kind of like trouser legs, ready to be pulled out.
Excuse me?
Metal rods.
Sorry.
Get your mind out of the canal.
And they're kind of lurking in the shadows of the room, and you're kind of brought in, and the hawk just kind of bows his head, and he steps out and shuts the door behind you. And you kind of, the three of you are left there. Somebody didn't put their phone on airplane mode, Mike.
Jesus Christ. Hey, my lady, I bought you some the fresh pastrami from the deli. It's just an offering of gratification for the job. I appreciate it.
She smiles and she's like, "Oh, thank you, Don Sharifo. It's a pleasure always to have your sausage in my office." And she kind of like, you can see her kind of like smirking out the side of this cigar, like. Like she like puts it out delicately on the thing. She makes kind of a twisting motion, kind of like eyeing the rest of you up.
Oh, she wants a bit of
Hey, I'm not against it.
Now, I'm sure you're all wondering why I've brought you here. I have a job for you as part of the arrangement. Please take a seat, and you can see like two of these enforcers drag over three kind of heavy set wooden chairs, quite plush, like large thick cushions, but you can see that they've kind of got like cigar stains, blood stains, that sort of thing, and they're kind of dragged over towards you. And she goes, please sit, please.
I sit down.
Take a seat.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the moment Lilac is kind of hovering, and you kind of get this sense that...
It's a bit gross. It's a bit dirty.
She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I did not realize that you were..."
Hey, don't worry.
It's
I take out like my handkerchief out of my top pocket and like lay it down over like the square.
Oh, Mr.
Hey, don't only the
Mr.
finest for a lady, you know.
Oh.
Come on.
Thank you.
Don
Treat 'em right.
Sharifo, I have
Thank
heard
you.
much of your gentleman ways. It's very pleasant to see.
Of course, you know.
some,
We gotta be
Cheers.
respectful.
I have a job for you all. One of my enforcers, a man named Lucario, a very excellent enforcer and a member of the family. He has been cursed. Some sort of sorcerous malady has befallen him, of which we do not know how.
Yeesh.
At night, he transforms into a half-man, half-wolf creature and goes on a rampage. Now, I am pleased to say that a cure of this is available. In fact, we know that the man, a physic by the name of Gilbert Krenhauser, has one in his possession. We have reached out to Mr. Krenhauser and asked, may we please purchase this cure that you have? Mr. Krenhauser was very kindly willing to oblige, but did not request payment in the normal manner. He asked that we use our connections to abduct people from their homes so that it can be experimented on. Now,
Damn.
I don't know about you fine folks, but I find such acts quite abhorrent.
What a deplorable man, you know. That's
Exactly.
disgusting.
Don Cherifo understands here. No, instead, I wish to teach this Mr. Krenhauser a small lesson in crossing the cartels. I would like you to steal me this cure for my man. And also, to earn some extra respect from the family, I would like you to eliminate Mr. Krenhauser. However, the men and women in his employ are not part of the problem. I do not wish them to be harmed. I would also like his laboratory to be destroyed so that these dark secrets cannot actually be manifested by somebody else. Now, I'm afraid I do not have all the information, but that is why I have hired such talented individuals such as yourselves.
Oh, shucks.
This job will need to be completed by tomorrow evening, or the curse will become permanent for my good man Lucario.
So snap.
Oh god.
No pressure.
Now I will allow you to proceed. The payment will be quite generous for such a job, I can assure you, split amongst the mummers, most gracious, and
Thanks
the
very
circle,
much.
of course.
Thank you.
And
Very
of
much
course, Don
appreciated.
Cherifo, you will earn great
Hey,
respect
of course,
from
I
the
know.
family members. What do you say, good folks? Would you be willing to teach this deplorable physical lesson for me?
It'd be an honor, you know, to work with you, my lady.
Thank you, Don.
Anything.
Told you. I'm honoured you've come to my service.
Thank you. And what of you, Vladimir?
This horrific alchemist needs to die, I think.
I agree. I'm glad that we all see eye to eye. Please take a cigar and on your way as a thank you. And she kind of offers this box of very fine-looking cigars. Don Cherifo, these are top quality.
Hey, you're not holding back on us today, are you, my lady? Hey.
We have to look after each other, don't we, Don Cherifo?
I
Appreciate
reluctantly
it.
take it because I don't want to be rude, and I just kind of like jab.
Oh, you
Don.
pass it to Don Cherifo.
Yeah, then
I'll take it.
Cherifo.
I just have two in my mouth now.
Yeah.
It's a great day for John Cherifo.
Okay. So with that, you guys are led back out of the dockworks, and as part of this, what happens is after you've been given your job, you get a free planning session. So this is to basically kind of start gathering intel, think about how you want to find out more, what steps you're going to take, and that sort of thing. I'll explain a little bit more about mechanics. Now, the way that this game works is there's no experience points. Instead, you earn something called respect. Now, you'll gain respect for completing the main objective, which is to steal this tincture, this cure, this Wolfsbane tincture, you're told it's called, basically. And if you steal that, you complete the mission and you get respect, which is XP. If you also succeed in the bonus objectives, which is to eliminate Krenhauser without killing the rest of his staff and destroy his laboratory, you get bonus respect, and that will, if we were playing a campaign, you can spend that respect on improving skills, buying more influence, doing different things and stuff like that. So we're going to take a planning session now, and in this, as part of this, you guys will be able to ask me, what do I know about this, or I might ask you, what do you guys know about, and I'll give you some more information. If you would like any paper to make notes, I have plenty. Would you guys like some?
Yeah, I'm alright for the time being.
I only have these big sheets, so you
paper.
guys can have
I
that.
wasn't kidding.
Hey, the Don will make the notes. Don't worry. Oh no, you don't.
Yeah, there's loads there. It's quite good for you guys to make different notes. Now, the other thing I should mention to you guys is you guys have influence as a resource, which you can spend to do stuff to the story, right? I also gain a resource, which is called heat, which I'm going to have these red poker chips for. I gain heat at the beginning of every segment, so every day segment and every night segment I gain heat, but I will also gain heat for the more outlandish criminal activity. So if you guys go around killing people in the street, blowing stuff up, beating people up, I will gain heat, and heat represents the City Watch and the Crown becoming aware of your activity. So civilians reporting, like,
Right.
I saw a mummer, a family member, and a circle guy doing this, and I generate heat, and I can spend heat either at the beginning of a legwork session, when you roll challenges on your dice, or when you fail a skill check, or at any point during the final heist. And I can spend that heat to do things like a couple of City Watch turn up and begin asking questions. I can have it add a complete complication. So
The gunpowder's wet, it doesn't blow up.
exactly, or a plot twist. The guy that you thought was a good guy is now a bad guy, and stuff like that. And so I can earn heat and spend it that way. But we're going to do a planning session now, which is timed. You're going to have 15 minutes real time, and this is out of character, so you don't need to talk in character about this. You guys can just make this kind of plan. And again, I will start asking you. In fact, actually, I'll do this first because it's not fair for me to do this on your time. So I'm going to ask you guys. So on your cartel sheets and on your specialization sheets, it should tell you things you know about. So Mike, if you've got yours.
Yeah.
So it should be things you know about, and then it might have some additional stuff here as well.
Oh, interesting.
Right, okay.
So mine says the right kind of people.
Okay.
Would that include?
So the right
Crime
kind of people
houses.
is criminals. So
Right,
and
okay.
so you know about the right kind of people. Let me tell you what you know about that.
Thanks.
Is that the only thing you know about, or do you know about other stuff as well?
Entertainers, music, poetry, theatre, literature, art and calligraphy. So
Okay. Oh
my
that's
God.
fucking
So-
useless.
So when we do the painting heist, you're going to be all over it.
Yeah.
So what you know, Lilac, is her enforcer, this guy that's been cursed, Lucario. You know a little bit about him, actually.
Yeah. Lucario.
Lucario. His name's Mamat, or Matty Lucario.
Hey, Matty.
And he's a family enforcer. What you do know about him is he's in his late 20s, he's very handsome, and he's got a good sense of style, and he's known to be a bit of a ladies' man. He often can be seen in the company of women, but he's known for being very lovely and charming and gentlemanly and respectful.
Damn.
But most recently, you know that he's been seeing a woman outside of the family. You don't know more details than that, but you know that he's
What a
been
dirty
seeing
boy.
You don't destroy true love.
somebody unusual.
Keep the chorifo in the family, come on.
So that's what you know about.
Okay, all right, that's cool.
Mike, do you want to go over yours?
So I know about the castle, jails, and prisons.
Okay. At this point, you don't know much, but that doesn't mean that you can't learn more stuff with legwork. It's just
Okay.
off the top of the head, you're like, no, I don't know anything about this
yeah.
guy or anything like that. What
Okay.
about you?
I know about merchants, the canal, and the blooded.
Okay, so merchants, Krenhauser rings a bell. You're pretty sure that Krenhauser has a place called Krenhauser Sanctuary. It's a 4-story brick building in the Dorselsler Barony, which is a merchant district, which is kind of where you do a lot of business. You've probably got a deli or something there.
Hey.
Unlike a lot of the buildings, other buildings in the district, the Krenhauser Sanctuary doesn't share walls with other buildings. It's a standalone
Standalone,
building. The windows on the first, second, and third floor have all been bricked up, and dark tinted alchemic glass covers the bricks so that nobody knows that they've actually been bricked up. You know this because maybe some of the Deddy boys have thought about breaking in there,
Yeah.
and they've kind of come across that actually these windows are fake. It's all bricked
They
up
just
behind
punched
it.
it and it's just...
But late at night, lamplight shines through the 4th floor windows.
Okey-dokey.
And
Do I know
is-
if it's connected to canals? It is.
so all of the districts will have
connected.
access to canals, but this one is on a street. It's actually
It's
part
actually
of
on a street,
It's on a
okay.
street. There is no canal access to the building itself.
Important to know.
And so, with you guys knowing all of that, I'm going to start your planning phase now.
Okay.
Now I know you can ask me questions. You can
This
ask
is
me
all
stuff.
out of character
So
still,
initially-
right?
Yep, you can all do this out of character.
Oh, I like this timer.
Yeah, so we've got one up there, and then I've got my little.
No
5-minute
pressure,
one here as
guys.
well.
Okay. Do we so obviously we have to do the stealing, but we're also going to try and do the destroy and kill. Are we going to go for everything?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
We
Sure.
gotta kill this guy.
We got to
Sure.
do it. Okay. To destroy it, I'm thinking. I mean, what? Do you destroy the entire building? Was that was
Is
the
there,
objective?
it's a lab,
Her
right?
thing is to destroy the laboratory.
Okay.
Is-
Which
So
is
there's-
the top? Assumedly, we're going to assume a floor
yeah.
or a room.
You don't know at this
Yeah.
point.
Okay.
Surely it's going to have flammable chemicals, maybe.
Maybe we can find
Yeah,
something.
there's gonna
in
be
there.
something in there.
If not, we could ask who is the kind of Oriental.
The Red Lotus
Red
cartel.
Lotus.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could
So
ask.
they are the ones who pretty much control all of the black powder.
We could
so if you
find
want
some
to
black
Ah,
powder. The
okay.
Red Lotus.
Do we know what else is on the the street next to this building?
Yeah, well, there's nothing
area.
next to it. It's kind of standalone. Don Tarifo kind of knows that it's kind of separated from the others. It's a merchant district, so
Okay.
it's going to be mainly things like shops, artisans, blacksmiths, things like like traders and things like that.
Okay.
So it
Nothing
seems,
fancy.
Seems like one of the biggest problems we've got is that the first, second, and third floor bricked up.
Yeah.
Which means how and if there's no canal access, how do we? What do we-
Chimney?
Or we could get disguises. we could go in. I
Yeah,
guess we haven't.
actually, I
We haven't
think-
cased. Do we case it after this and have a look at who's going in and out?
Exactly.
And
So,
that's like,
so if you
okay.
wanted to case it, that would be a legwork scene.
We could.
So
I could go in and pretend to try and buy like the bottom floor of the building to
Yeah.
make it into a deli.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
We could
snap.
try and get in with that.
That's
that could be
nice.
really interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So we disguise up and and you guys can disguise as kind of accomplices.
Or I think we do that to case it, and then we work out who's going in and out of the building. Then maybe if there's workers, we can try and be a
Because
worker.
we do need to
or-
be aware
or we
that
might-
the
I
fact
think it's
that
good guys
there's
casing it.
we're different organisations working together makes it very obvious that this is a job.
Yeah, definitely.
So-
So maybe you just case it by yourself
Okay.
doing this,
Yeah.
perhaps.
So I will tell you that legwork scenes, each of you will take on the lead for one scene,
Okay.
and the others can join it, but you are there to assist. So you don't actively you won't get to decide what happens or who you talk to, but you can do skills to kind of help the person who's leading the scene.
Okay.
So think of it that you each have one thing in a legwork scene that you can do, and you control. You guys get to make it up, you guys get to kind of like decide, and a lot of stuff like that.
Oh, that's really cool.
There will be some limitations, like if you case the building, you can't say, oh yeah, it's definitely for sale,
Yeah.
but you could maybe spend an influence to put pressure on them to sell or something like that.
Do you,
Right.
you may know architects or city architects, and we may be able to get like floor plans or something.
Yes. Yeah, I would
We
know
may be able
that,
to
right?
get like some kind of layout or something.
That'd be good.
If you
Now,
know
for you guys
artisans
at
and stuff.
home, I'm making notes because I obviously have to make up stuff based on.
Killing.
Yeah.
Okay, so stealing wise, I assume that's almost like the final thing. So gunpowder
Yeah.
destroying, that or we just manually break
we
the
can try. I'm
fucking lab.
pretty big,
got
so
that.
we
Yeah,
just
yeah,
if
yeah.
we
Just let
we can't
Vladimir
find
loose.
anything, then I'll just I'll smash stuff up.
Yeah.
We could also killing. So we need to find out where he is he going to be there?
Is he
Where
going to be
is
there as a
he?
key one? That's
what does
part-
he do? How does he kill him?
Maybe having Lilac just follow him, follow
Yeah.
the dude around.
Yeah, so these planning sessions, like legwork, is the perfect time to get information you might not have.
Yeah.
Like, so
Okay.
you don't know anything about
Is
this
he going to
guy.
be there at night?
Okay.
Like,
Does he
Yeah.
have guards? Does he
Yeah, yeah.
have people that work for him? That's all the kind of information that you want to kind of try and get out.
Okay.
okay.
So see if I can tell.
So we each get one legwork kind of scene each.
You get one legwork scene
Okay.
each.
So we need to kind of decide.
and you could
what we're
take
gonna
another
do.
one. If you didn't want to do any more planning, you could do more legwork.
Right.
So you
Okay.
basically have two segments. To
So
do
I
stuff in.
reckon, Vladimir, you should focus on trying to get us something to blow it up, like the
Yeah,
building. Like,
okay.
you want to go see Red Lotus Boys.
Yeah.
You may have some kind of ties, like I'm sure you've
I
blown something
don't. I
up
think they
before.
don't like us.
They're not like.
I have
you,
a
that's
feeling
not
I read
good.
that, but
Okay, that's not the one then.
but so we can't plan after this. We can't do any more planning.
You can, yeah. So basically, what's going to happen is after this, you will have two segments. You'll have a day, or you'll have a night, because this is technically the day. You get free planning. You'll have a nighttime segment and a day segment, and then you have to complete the heist on the,
Cool.
on the second
Okay.
night.
Okay.
So you'll have two segments. Now you can choose to do legwork or more planning. You'll probably want to do legwork straight after this, but then afterwards you might want to do another planning one. Now in planning you can do things like, if you had an alchemist or a poisoner or somebody like that, you can craft things during planning and spend influence. You can also spend influence now. So you can say, I want to spend influence to get something ready, like I'm going to use my boys to do some legwork for me or something like that.
To be fair, I can spend influence to find someone to fell for the back of a wagon, so getting the gunpowder may not be.
And that would be a perfect use of
That would
spending
be
an influence.
Yeah.
pretty simple. Since a lot of my other stuff, I don't know how.
Should I use my cartel to first find Krenhauser? Because obviously we don't know where he is at all.
No.
Would-
The only thing
would
you
I
know
do
is the
that?
location of his place, because Don Sharifo
Yeah,
knows it.
so would it be best to
you
get
could
my
spend
guys
influence to
spread
do
out?
that, or you could do it. It's up to you. You could lead the
think-
legwork scene to kind of follow him around.
But where would I begin? Where would I
Begin at his
know?
place, this sanctuary place. That would probably be the best
okay,
place
sorry, I
to
missed
start
that
with.
then.
No, that's fine. Yeah, no, it's called Krenhauser Sanctuary, and Don Sharifo knows
okay.
that that's like
Oh, that's fine
his
then.
place, basically.
okay.
Right.
Gotcha. Do we know how to recognise the potion, or are we gonna have to test?
You
We're
don't.
gonna have to test
no,
for it
that's,
when
that,
we're in the lab.
That is a very good question.
Yeah.
No, Lady Donna didn't know, so that's something you're going to have to try and find out.
Okay.
You don't know if he's got multiple things. You don't know if it's a very special thing.
Let's hope he's labelled it. really
Yeah,
nicely.
that would be
Yeah.
handy.
We'll just
If you want to leave it to
Potion.
chance, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah.
Because you can't do everything, and that's why I like this game, because it is limited in time.
It's pretty cool and intense.
So the fact that it's on the 4th story still is a slight problem in that, are we just going to brute force our way up there, or are we going to try and literally like fucking get a ladder and just, are we just going to go up a ladder, like how are we going to How are we going to try and skip the lower floors or?
I mean, I guess until we actually have cased it, I don't really think we can make a very informed decision.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, so basically when we case it, looking for like whether there's a building, sure it's a standalone, but if there's a building that we could like grapple across from some kind of shit.
Maybe they're getting shipments of stuff. Maybe we can like, if it's a lab,
Hide
if
in
it's a
the
lab,
shipment.
they'll be getting a lot of stuff to do.
Well, I mean, this guy
Get
was
in.
asking, the original thing that he asked for was people to kidnap people he could use in experiments. So he must be getting something like that, or maybe bodies or something.
Yeah, that's a good way. What do we know about his relationship with like the city guard and the city?
You don't know.
as a
There's
whole?
something you can do. It's something you could do legwork to find out.
Okay.
Is it worth us finding the grave diggers? Are they going to be involved?
You don't know. Could be. Could be worth contacting them.
See, I do kind of like
These
the
are all
idea, I do like
questions
the
that-
idea
But the problem
that
is-
Vladimir turns up with 2 coffins and it's just us pretending to be dead.
Oh, shit, we could do
We
that.
we could. Oh.
That would be really funny.
But should we? That may be the way of getting in.
Yeah.
Is me and Vladimir go and we take.
And then we open the cup and we're like, sup, bitch?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is completely
What is
legit.
the legwork that we're all going to do?
Yeah, that's the main thing. Is you want to kind of get that locked down.
I will do the casing of the joint by proposing that I want to go and buy a section of the building to make a new deli
Cool.
because it's just very logical.
Right here.
Yeah.
I'm going to tail Krenhauser to
Yeah.
find out what time he's in the building.
Okay.
And that's when
And if
we...
he has people around him and stuff.
Yeah, that's
like just
true,
casing
exactly.
what his movements are with
What's
people.
the best time to attack?
Shall I try and find someone to ask how we can work out what the potion is? So I feel like that's pretty key. So shall I try and
That's
find out?
something we don't want to get
Yeah.
fucked with at the end of the
Something.
day.
That's true.
We get in there and there's 500 potions and we spend 2 hours just breaking them and just like,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
that just ruins everything if that goes bad.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. So it sounds like you guys have got some pretty solid plans. You can end planning early if you want to, or you've got 6 minutes left if you wanted to use that. It's up to you guys.
So we are thinking of destroying. Are we going to do gunpowder? Because I could spend my influence to get us some shipments now.
I think
A
the...
shipment of gunpowder. Or
Probably-
just case
I
it.
feel like
Can we
there's gonna
case
be-
it first?
There's going to be flammable
Now,
stuff in the lab. I
One
reckon.
thing I'll do, you guys can get so keep that in mind. One thing I will point out is when you do your legwork, if you describe a particularly exciting or bold scene, like you want to do something a bit more risky, I will give you another influence for that you can spend as a group. So
Okay.
that's a way you can earn influence back, is by doing something a bit more bold. So you don't always play it safe. Like you guys are supposed to be criminals. Like if you have a crazy plan, like the coffins or something like that, or you blow it, something, or you want to go in and steal like maybe some gunpowder or something like that, I will give you another influence for that. So
Okay. And
think about spending those
influence
now
is-
if you want to.
Influence is pretty strong.
You can do some pretty good stuff with it. Like I said,
So we
I
can
think
get
the
it-
main
we
core
get it
things you
back
can
by,
do.
by making our scenes of us doing our casing, like
Or if you are in things like, if we go into something called a drama scene, which is a legwork scene gone wrong, if you guys take bold actions in that, I might give you an influence there. Like if
Okay.
I have like 2 city guardsmen rock up and you're like, I'm going to try and do something clever, I might give you some stuff.
I should read through my spending influences. Wait, check my skills.
So
as
yeah,
well. Make
that's
sure
a-
I'm actually
yeah,
going to
no,
be able to
make-
go talk to him.
So don't forget that you can, the 2 things that you can do is like anything on your bullet point cartel list, but you can also use influence to just succeed at a check. Like if you're like, oh god, we really don't want this to fail, you can spend influence to do that. And you've got
Okay.
1 influence each and then 1 group one as well.
Is 4th stories American or British? Like, is in the 4th story?
Its first story is ground,
Okay.
second,
Yeah,
third.
I was like, I was like,
Rodney is
That's a good point,
US based,
actually.
so
we just
it
added
is,
another story to this thing.
it is first floor is ground floor, second,
That's good.
third floor.
That makes
so
it
Okay.
yeah,
a fifth easier.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you guys going to spend your
UK gamers playing
yeah,
on
that's
US
something I
design
can really
game.
use it on.
confusion?
Oh,
Oh god, we've got 4 minutes. We're good. We're good.
I'll go by the hourglass because I've been talking at you guys as well. So you've got
Okay.
5 minutes, pretty much bang on.
Okay.
So I think for my legwork, I'm going to go. Is it like an alchemy district? Is that where am I going to find? What did you call them? A physic?
So yeah, alchemists and physics. Physics are more about medicine, and then alchemists are about crazy alchemical like inventions and things like that. But yeah, you could easily go and find somebody. Like you can find another doctor or somebody like that.
I'm going to go.
That's easy enough. You
I'm
can
going to
go
go
to
to
like
a
a
bar or
merchant.
something. I'm going to go try and find one out of work. I'm going to have a drink with them. And I'm going to try and work out if this potion exists because
Yeah.
maybe
Oh, shit, yeah, like scout out, see if you've heard
maybe they're
rumours.
trying to poison this person or something.
So with
Like,
legwork
what's
scenes, it's up to you. You can say, I knew a guy in prison who was a physic. I'm going to go talk to my
Okay.
mate Jimmy the physic, and then you go and speak to him.
Okay. Nice one.
Just
Slow
randomly,
one.
because the mummers, where is it? Where is it? So the mummers count their turf as all the taverns, inns, alehouses, supper clubs, public houses, theatres. Would I be able to use my gang to find out where, like, those physicians and stuff visited? Like, is there a particular
as in general
area?
ones? Generally, because you have kind
Or-
of like all of these taverns, pretty much everybody will go to dinner or to a tavern at some point.
Yeah.
So a mummers pretty much know a little
Just
bit
to
of everybody.
advise.
Yeah, well, that would be a perfect thing of you going along on his legwork scene to assist him.
True, but
Like,
then I would want to be tailing Kranhauser.
You
do
get
both.
you get to do all of it. So it's like
Okay,
so you think
right.
about your tailing Krenhauser is you're in charge.
Yeah.
These two can come and help
So
you.
after we've
Okay.
done this legwork, we get another planning, or we do more legwork as well.
Up to you.
Okay.
Up to you.
Okay.
Now, the other thing
Well,
I
I
would
can
say
help
is
out.
if you choose not to go, if you say at the beginning, like, okay, I'm not going to go help them on their thing, that's the point where I say, okay, you're not there. If they had trouble, you can spend 20 luck to say, you know what,
Yeah.
actually, I'm going to turn up
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I was in
yeah.
the area and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that.
Okay.
Likewise, like if you're doing different parts on the heist, like if one of you's separated and something goes wrong, you can again spend 20 luck and go, oh, luckily I'm just round the corner and I'm going to
Yeah,
come and
yeah.
help you.
Oh,
So
that's really cool.
there's a lot of kind of like risk
Cool
versus reward and
beans.
things.
Okay, sounds good.
Right, are you
Sweet.
guys happy with all your
I
plans?
think we're good to go.
I think, yeah.
All right, well, you
Fingers
don't gain any
crossed.
benefits, I'm afraid, for ending your planning early. You just get to end your planning early and crack on with stuff.
But damn it, we should have used more.
So, that kind of like, that planning took place, you guys had gone during the day to see Lady Donna, and it kind of, you guys are doing that planning, kind of imagine it in the back of like the gondola on your way back, you're kind of being escorted, maybe over dinner, you've kind of sat down, you've got the maps out, and you're kind of making plans. We now get to the night time. The sun begins to set in New Dunhaven, and this is where the cartels and the criminal underworld really come to life. This is where business happens, this is where people are murdered, this is where people are racketeered, everything else. At the beginning of every day and night segment, I get 1 heat per player. So I'm going to get 3 heat. Now I can spend heat in groups of 4, 12, or 20. 20 is the plot twist level, where I can just completely change whatever I want. I can generate heat by, like I said, if you guys do anything which is like, you cause a big problem that the City Watch is going to be aware of, I'm going to gain heat. But you guys might gain an influence token as well, because
Okay,
you know,
yeah.
it might be risky.
Okay, cool.
Likewise, if you guys roll what are called obstacles, I think, or difficult like challenges on the challenge dice, I can turn those into more heat as well. So, just to be aware of. So, it's up to you. Whose legwork scene would you like to do first? I think we'll do one legwork scene and then we'll take a break.
Cool. Should we go do mine? Because I feel as though I want to go do it earlier on in the evening.
Yeah.
Later in the
Yeah,
evening.
go
Make
for
it
it,
more
actually.
weird.
Think of
Makes
time
sense.
as very abstract in the legwork scenes.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
there's no set order. Like, you can be doing this at any time. So you can do this early, but you
Sure.
could have easily gone last and still done it early
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
evening.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So what I'm going to say is you're going to set this up. So
Yep.
what are you doing, Don?
Sure. So Don's taken a stroll down towards the building. I'm going to kind of like I'm having a look around it.
Okay. So when you're walking down there, are you two going with him? You're more than welcome to join him.
If you even
But think about if
We
you're
might
going to be
raise
conspicuous.
suspicion.
I'm not.
I think- yeah, I think
I'm
it's
Not with all my
best if I'm
Harlequin
very
makeup.
conspicuous.
Okay,
I've
so
got, like,
meanwhile you guys are doing other preparations.
Yeah.
So Don, what does the street look like? Is it busy? Is it like a merchant what's it like?
I imagine it's pretty busy, and we've got kind of like markets either side,
Okay.
a few shops and stools, and people
Still
kind of
open?
People like setting up restaurants and stuff. So I'm kind of like tipping my head. Hey, yeah, how's it going? Have a lovely evening, hey. Oh, you're drinking the prosecco this evening.
Proper
Beautiful.
charismatic.
Yeah,
Lovely.
I'm like meandering my way down the street.
Sweet, and this is a merchant district, so you're completely at home
perfect.
here.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
they
just-
know your name. They're like, hey,
They
it's the
got
Don!
They got the
hey!"
pastrami and twat. I'm like, hey, beautiful.
they love you.
I'm like
Now-
appeasing the people as I walk down.
One thing you know is that there's a few City Watch members around, but nobody that's going to really pick up on you. But because merchants have money, which means that the City Watch generally keep a close eye on merchant districts. Not as much as noble districts, but definitely more so than commoner areas where they just don't give a crap. Merchant districts, you can see a few men on horses kind of wandering the streets. You can see a few armed kind of city guards walking around.
I'm doing nothing out of the ordinary to attract real attention.
No, you're fine at the moment. And as you walk up, you can see, Krenhauser Sanctuary is a 4-story building, kind of sat on its own. Small little stone steps leading up to this brick house, and you can see now what your boys told you about this kind of dark alchemical glass that just looks like tinted windows. But as you
Now
draw
that
up
you
to the
notice it,
front,
it's kind of actually
you're
quite
like, yeah, it's
noticeable,
clearly bricked up from the inside. The door, as you approach it, there's a kind of a thick wooden door with a sign, with a glass kind of window, with a sign that has closed.
Okay.
And you can see that, kind of peering through it, you can see that there is a desk kind of in a large waiting room, behind which is sat a very muscular-looking, burly, chiseled jaw fellow in a sharp suit, but kind of just like looking around.
I know about the Blooded, but do I recognise that he's part of any of the other kind of cartels, or is he like distinguishable, or does he look like he's kind of generic? Can I get like instantly like a gauge on? Is this going to be like a family kind of establishment?
So what I'd say is when you look at him, you don't get the sense that he's a member of a cartel. The only thing, you don't think he's a member of the Circle, but there is a certain Vladik look, and Vladik is where the Circle kind of came from. He's kind of got like short cropped hair, kind of blue eyes, and he's kind of just looking around. And you do notice, you kind of knock in, and he kind of like looks up, kind of rolls his eyes, moves up from the desk, and you can see he's probably about 6'4", quite big muscles, but he's wearing this tailored suit, and he kind of comes up, he opens the door, which is on a chain, pokes his like, "Go away, we are closed."
Hey, my friend, no, I'd love to speak to the owner of the premises here. My name, if I could just,
I want to kind of like not push my way in, but I'm gonna like put my foot in and put my gesture my hand through as like a handshake.
Okay.
Yeah.
hey, my name is Don Cherifo. You may know of me. Famous delis are all around the business, and I'd love to purchase the building. I'm interested in seeing if there's some kind of collaboration, or if there's some kind of offer that I can make that you can't refuse.
Okay, because the guy doesn't want to let you in, I'm going to have you roll a convince someone. So on your specializations, at the bottom there should be skills.
Sure, so
now
I've got-
look and see if there's one called convince someone.
We're good on convince someone. It's 80.
Okay, so you need to roll under 80. Now, what I would say is you get to add 2 d8s, because these represent, because you're talking to somebody who is in a merchant district, but if you can add a d10, one of the d10s, because he doesn't want to let you in.
He doesn't like you.
Now, on those extra d8s and d10s, any rolls of a 5 kind of triggers either a boon or a challenge.
Okay, cool beans.
Now, there will be custom dice for the final
So I
game,
rolled
so
41, so I
so
succeeded
you
on my
succeed,
roll.
but you got a 10 on the bad dice, and you didn't get any boons because you didn't reckon any of those.
Okay.
So he kind of like steps back, he's like, very quickly, Master Krenhauser will not let you in
don't
briefly.
worry, I could appreciate it. It's a very awkward time for me to arrive. I did.
Like, it is very late, why are you here?
I've been busy with my business. It's been a great day for Delia. And I take out I should just have an endless amount of pastrami just in my pocket. And I give them.
Sausage
It's good.
fest.
No, it's good. It's good.
He like gestures you inside, and I will reveal. So you get an idea of a little bit of the first floor.
I was gonna say, do I get to
So-
see the first room?
So, you kind of step out into this lobby. There's a large desk, behind which is a long wall with a door that seems to lead off. I didn't draw the second door on there, but there is another door on there as well. There's a door like here.
Brilliant.
I forgot to draw that on there when I was doing the schematics.
We got it on camera.
That's
We're
big
good.
test.
So you can see 2 doors kind of behind this desk. And as you kind of step inside, one of them opens, this one here, and you can see inside that there is a kind of like a kitchen. You can see kind of like, small kind of cooker and stove table, and there's another, not quite as big. He looks like he might be a member of sort of like a private security firm, sort of like thinnish, but you can see he's got like wiry muscles. He kind of steps out, he gives a nod to the big man who kind of nods back. This door
I nod.
opens, you nod as well.
There you
This door also opens, and another man who looks like he might be very similar in nature to this other fellow, the kind of thin, well-dressed guy, like the security firm guy, and the 2 swap. So one comes into the kitchen, and then one goes out into the tavern. And you basically hear this kind of large gentleman just go like, "We're good," and he's like, "Yeah, just switching patrols, like just taking on." And he's like, and he turns around, he's like, "Old man still upstairs?" Yeah. And they just kind of swap round. And the big man turns to you, he's like, "Now look, friend, I'm sorry, but Master Krenhauser has no interest in selling the building."
I can appreciate that, but I'm sure you can also appreciate that as a man of business, or a man of my stature, I'm sure I can make him an offer that, as I tap my money pouch, I'm sure he won't be able to refuse it.
He kind of smirks a bit, he's like, You do not know Master Krenhauser. He is very, very
I don't
rich.
know, but I'd love to get to know him. Could I
He
have
does
an
not
audience
like.
with
He
him?
does not like people.
I'm sure. Hey, come on, you know, I'm a lovely fella. I got nothing. I don't want to. I'll be short. I'll be 2 minutes, 5 minutes. It's not long. Trust me. Come on, let me in.
Okay. He kind of like. He goes like.
Nice.
come on.
Smooth.
He's like, wait here.
Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Wait here.
I will wait there. I'm
He
going
points to a
Russian
chair.
now. Fuck
You can see that there's like waiting room chairs and things.
Yeah.
You kind of get the sense that maybe this used to be like a doctor's kind of lobby. Like it almost looks like, you know, that there's sofas for people to sit and wait, but it doesn't look like it's been used in years.
Cool, yeah.
And he like points
I
to
put
a
up a chair.
sofa,
Okay,
and
yes.
then he steps into this door and heads off.
Okay.
He's gone for maybe 10 minutes. So is there anything you'd like to do during that time?
Yeah, I'm just gonna light a cigar.
You just light a cigar, you're not gonna, you don't want to sneak around or anything like that,
Nah,
you're just
fuck
going to
no,
wait.
I'm having
Okay.
a great time. Yeah.
So, you're kind of like, after about 10 minutes, this figure comes back. He says, Master Krenhauser will speak with you. 5 minutes, very brief. Do not wander."
Hey, I won't be a second longer, my friend. Have
Okay.
a beautiful evening. And I take
You
out
know,
my-
he goes like, he like holds his
Oh.
hand, he's like, I take you.
Oh, hey, beautiful, you know. You seem like a man who I'm sure could, you know, be
He's
part
like-
of the conversation.
He offers his hand, he's like, my name Ulrich.
Ulrich, lovely to meet you, my
I'm
friend.
going to check that that's the right name. Yes. Ulrich.
Ulrich. Sure.
And he kind of is like, all right. And he takes you, and what he does is he takes you through this door, and you can see it goes out into a large hallway, kind of decorated with paintings.
So we're going to
on the
get these
side and
maps
things
now
like
that I've seen it.
You're going to get some of them, yeah.
okay, it's good.
He leads you through here. He points, there should be another door
Hey,
here. Just leading
beautiful
to the ocean.
architecture. This could make a beautiful deli.
He takes you up the stairs, kind of like, which turns around, which takes you into... I've got to hide some of this stuff, because you
Hey,
don't get to
fabulous
see all of it.
chandelier, yeah. Exquisite,
Spoilers.
exquisite.
It's more that he doesn't show you around all
Yeah,
of the rooms.
I don't go into all the rooms, yeah.
So on the second, this time as you reach up to the second floor, it looks like the floor above was knocked through, create a double height room basically.
Okay.
So this is really tall, like these
Okay.
high vaulted ceilings. He leads you into a corridor, which then takes you down. He kind of gestures, he's like, door at end of hallway, and steps behind you. And you can see that there are these thick kind of, not metal, but it looks like grey wood. And you recognize this as the alchemical substance that kind of like makes these things bulletproof, basically.
Okay.
And these doors and walls have been coated in the stuff.
Do they seem to have like, does every
crap.
door, although it's covered in it, does it also have locks?
Yes, they do look like they're locked. But what you notice is there is a strong ammonia smell in this whole corridor. Like it smells of chemicals.
Hey, we're gonna have to fucking wash this place down. It smells like chemicals. We can't make pastrami in this kind of conditions. It's horrible, you know. It comes out all gooey.
He just kind of, he just smirks. He's like, no, you are right. Bad for pastrami. He takes you
Hey, I know
down.
you love it.
He leads you down to this door here, opens it, and
Yeah.
then gestures you up to some more stairs.
Hey, Jesus, you trying to get me to work out? Come on. Where's he at?
Tall building. And then finally you're kind of brought upstairs and you are led out into this kind of very opulent living space. Grand table kind of laden with food. You can see a small workstation with kind of what looks like to be alchemical goods, like kind of
Can I
beacons
gauge
and
what
things
floor
like
I'm
that.
on?
This is the top floor.
So the window's now not blacked
Yes,
out?
the windows you can now see out onto the rest of Dunhaven.
Hey, what
You
a
can kind of
beautiful
see-
view.
and sitting in the living room in a large plush armchair is a thin, kind of balding, kind of like wispy grey hair, gold spectacles, dressed in finery man. He's kind of got a large port glass that he's kind of drinking from. Ah, Ulrich, this must be the man you told me of. Mr. What was your name again?
Hey, it's the Don Charifo. He's
Don, please.
What's
take
your name, my friend? I didn't quite catch you with your...
Gilbert Krenhauser, ex-royal physician. I'm sure you've heard
Oh,
of
yeah,
me.
yeah, I've heard a lot about you, Gilbert. I'm sure you've heard a lot about me. The Charifo name carries weight.
You're the sausage man, I believe.
Hey,
Yes.
yeah. I kind of like fold back my coat to reveal my giant Charifo medallion.
He's like, please sit. I think we may have some of your sausages around here,
They
actually.
be very difficult not to. They're popular, you know.
Quite. Now, Ulrich here has said that you had some sort of business proposition about buying the building. I wish to save you your time, my friend. I'm very partial to this location, and I do have quite the sum of money, so I'm not interested in selling.
But you know, I'm sure you know. I've just been through the building, and even just the bottom floor. This is such a prime market location.
Indeed.
I would, you know, I feel as though the merchant district could do with another delicatessen. That we could provide such good fruitful goods to the local businesses.
I'm
Come on.
sure you could, sir, but unfortunately, no. This place is like home to me. I have much work that I've accomplished here. The setting is quite appropriate. I do enjoy the odd restaurant or deli nearby myself, but no, I'm afraid I have no interest in selling. But I do appreciate you stopping by. It's not often I take visitors, but Auric said that you were quite persistent, so I'm afraid that...
The Tarifo way.
Indeed. Feel free, have a glass, or would you? I'm sure.
Sure, yeah, I'm having a glass. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I'm just necking it.
He kind of he doesn't really talk about anything.
Yeah.
He's quite a guarded fellow. He generally kind of asks you like your opinion of like ongoings in the cities. Yeah, you talk endlessly about sausages and meats.
We won't role play it. We'll save the time.
He kind of you discuss the best cheeses to pair with a chorizo and things like that.
I end up thanking him, but I will also write him like a note, signing it with John Tarifo, and give it to him, and it will like describe lifetime meets from any
Lifetime.
Quite.
I
Thank
appreciate meeting you. It's been fabulous. I hope that we could, enjoy each other's company again. The alcohol was beautiful, and the place is fabulous.
Perhaps a dinner evening at one of the fine supper places at some point would be quite
Sounds amazing.
marvelous.
Perfect.
Ulrich, see the man out, please.
Hey, thank you.
He like bows his head. Ulrich kind of stands behind you and is like, "Please, this way, Mr. Don Tarifo." And he kind of leads you back. He leads you back down through the building and escorts you out, basically, and it's kind of just like he just kind of gives you a nod.
As I'm walking down that second corridor,
Yep.
with the bricks on, can I just make? I almost like want to pretend to drop something, and then look up and I want to examine, for just a millisecond if I can, the what is bricking up the windows and whether it looks like, at a first glance, we could break in with it somehow.
Okay,
Whether
yeah.
it is really, really strong.
So, I'm trying to think of the skills because I don't have a DM sheet. Have a look on your skills. Is there anything which is like trick somebody or lie to somebody?
Gossip with criminals, convince someone, goad someone, intimidate someone, size up someone, brew with someone, forge a document, distract someone.
Distract someone, definitely. So let's move these out of the way. You guys can now look at these. I'll keep some of it hidden, but you can kind of look at some of these at any point. This one's pretty easy. Just make a straight skill check. Straight skill check on this one.
What do I get?
So that is a
6.
9.
Boom,
Oh,
9, yeah,
Yep.
perfect. Yeah,
So you
pass.
succeed. So yeah, you kind of go like, "Oh, I dropped one of my sausages." And you kind of
Hey, pocket sausage.
and you go to pull it up, but as you glance down, it doesn't look like these have been now chemically treated. This just looks like bricks.
is
Like
brick.
brick and mortar, but it's got this kind of alchemical dark glass in front of it, which kind
So
of
it's nothing really special.
It's more that anybody on the outside would think it has windows, but it clearly is bricked up and nobody can see on the inside.
Interesting. Okay.
But it is just mortar,
good to know.
just normal brick and mortar. And yeah, he just basically leads you out, and that's it.
I thank him and.
He like gives you a nod.
Get sausage up.
Yeah, and there you go. Okay, so I think after that we will take a quick 10-minute break. We're going to take a quick 10-minute break, and then when we come back, we'll do your two legwork scenes, and then we'll crack on with the adventure. But yeah, if you guys want to check out in chat, I've got the command of !DCO, which is a link to the Kickstarter. Go and check it out. It's a really awesome game, and yeah, we'll be back in 10 minutes.
Hey.
Hey!
Tarifo.
Hey.
God, it's warm. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to this
Hi.
very
Hello.
special one-shot of High Rollers with a nefarious crew of criminals. We are playing Dusk City Outlaws, which is up on Kickstarter right now. Do !DCO in the chat to get a link to the Kickstarter. It's by Rodney Thompson, who is in the chat and has told me he's enjoying it, so he's actually watching us. Who's kindly did a bunch of special stuff. I'm joined by, if you don't know, I'm joined by Mike, Nina, and Barry.
Hello.
And we are in the middle of processing. So I should point out a couple of things from the last one. When you rolled your challenge die, I can't remember what it's called. It's got a name. You rolled one of the things. I actually gained 1 heat from that.
That's mean.
Because I didn't inflict anything on you.
The pastrami was a bit off, and it's the bodyguard's got a bit of an upset
Well, it
stomach.
might be that perhaps I would kind of have it that what's probably happened is that Krenhauser may have informed the City Watch that an individual came to visit him about buying the property, and your name is.
Why did you do that? We were great friends.
Well,
what a bastard! What a bastard!
So the next legwork, it's really up to you guys who wants to go next. So I believe that Lilac was going to tail somebody, and Vladimir was going to try and find somebody who knows about, perhaps might know a bit about this medicine. And
Could I have quickly met up with them and described what he looks like, as well as these
Yeah,
bodyguards?
so the way it works is, because it's quite abstract, it's assumed that like after each legwork scene, you guys have all the same information. It's not like you have to worry about oh, you don't know what I just did. It's assumed that you've kind of met up and talked about it, and so your next thing will follow on and stuff like that.
Cool beans.
Okay.
Good.
So who would like to go?
Do you want to go next? Because then maybe... Because if we're asking about stuff, we might have more stuff to ask about.
Sure thing.
With your knowledge, if you see what I mean.
Sure thing, bruv.
Okay,
Yeah.
so would anybody like to go with Lilac on her tailing?
I stick out like a sore.
No,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I think I'm
Lila's
fine,
best on
especially
her
with
own.
my cartel
Okay,
to help
so
me.
remember the thing, if anything goes wrong, you can spend
spend
20
luck.
luck to jump in and help as
That's
well.
cool.
Okay.
So, right, so
We got
Lilac,
this.
you are given a bit of information from Don Sharifo about where to find the sanctuary and what the fellows look like. And you pick up a bit on the tail. You are kind of staking the place out, and you see Krenhauser and this hulking figure, Ulrich, leave.
Right.
Give us a bit of thing, like how are you tailing them? Are you just kind of following them inconspicuously, or are you trying to sneak around? What are you doing?
I'm going to be incognito, so just like a normal peasant, commoner.
So you're going to
type
do a
character.
disguise.
Yes.
Okay, so have a
Is
look on
that-
your skill list on your assassin.
Oh,
It'll be under
sorry.
assassin on your
the bottom
skills. See if there's anything like make a disguise or anything like that.
I've got sneak around, brawl
Okay.
with someone,
I
case
do
the
like the descriptions
joints.
for the skills. It's fine.
Create a disguise.
Create a disguise. So you're going to
Perfect.
take your D20 dice, which if you've got there, D100. Give those back to Barry as well. So you're going to roll those now. I'm going to add some extra things here.
Oh snap.
So, because you're a mummer, generally they are often wearing like quite bright clothing and everything else.
Yeah.
Being somebody else, you're a great performer, so you get to add one of the D8s. So one of those ones. Yep. You get to add one of those. I'm not going to add any complications because the districts that they're currently in are quite busy. So
Okay.
you just get to add one of those and see what you get.
Great.
Okay, so what's your skill in disguise?
80%.
80%. So you rolled a 55. So
Nice.
that's under. So you could create a success. You didn't, however, get any boons, so you don't
Okay.
get anything special for that.
All
That's your
right.
rest back. So yeah, you kind of put together. You kind of pulling out from your costume kit. You kind of pull on like a peasanty kind of common-looking disguise. Somebody that wouldn't look amiss in like merchant districts and things like that.
So
You
dull
kind
and
of wipe-
depressing.
Yeah, you wipe your face off,
Aw.
and you begin trailing them.
Cool.
As they go about the business, what you notice is that this hulking figure does not leave Krenhauser's side.
Okay.
If he goes into a shop, this big bodyguard, Ulrich, goes with him. If he goes to eat, Krenhauser eats with him. Krenhauser also checks his food. You can see that when he eats, he like sniffs it, tastes it, then Krauser eats. You get the sense that Krenhauser is very paranoid. He pretty much doesn't go anywhere without this bodyguard, and he keeps an eye out on everything.
Okay.
One thing you do notice, though, is as you're kind of following them around, at one point they meet up in a supper club in a district, they actually go to
Nice.
Little Toana, which is kind of like the Chinatown, and you
Okay.
kind of make your way through there. This is where you start to stand out a little bit, but there's no real worry about the City Watch. The City Watch kind of leave Little Toana to itself. And as you're going there, you notice that they meet up with a woman who sits down to dinner with them. She doesn't look like anybody from Little Toana. She She looks quite common. She's quite petite and a little bit sickly looking. She's kind of waifish in physical form, so quite petite and small. But you can see that she's got a very aggressive personality. As they sat down, she barks orders at the waiter, kind of like gibbering at them in a language you don't understand, smacking her hands together, pointing at the table. And she generally, and you kind of listen in on some of the jokes and things like that, and she's got a very dark sense of humour. And you notice at one point a figure comes along to her, kind of a shady-looking fellow Red Lotus member, and provides her with what looks to be some sort of strange artifact.
Okay.
Now, you don't know too much about it. Give me, just give me an anything else check. So it's a 50% roll, basically. Just give me one of these straight up, no bonuses. 32.
Boom.
Nice.
You don't know
nice.
much about sorcery.
Right.
But you've learned to pick up on a few things as a mama. This artifact that's being passed over, you're pretty sure is some sort of like magical statue. Not anything that anybody can use to do anything, but clearly this woman, whoever the Krenhauser is met up with, has an interest in sorcery. And she can see she's very physically excited, and she kind of turns to Krenhauser.
Right.
And as you over-listen on some of the conversation, you hear Krenhauser's like, Yvonne, must you do that now? We have busy work to do. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, Master Krenhauser, but, you know, I need to learn more about this. You know, my experiments in the labs, I mean, this could unlock so many potential things.
Oh, snap.
He's like, yes, your sorcery is very interesting, but alchemy is where it truly matters. And they kind of get into like a kind of philosophical debate about the merits of sorcery versus alchemy. Ulrich at this point is just like eating a steak, trying his best not to kind of get in on the information. What skills did you have again, sorry?
Let's have a look, see what could be.
Just read them out to me, sorry, just like in general.
Sneak around, brawl with someone, case the joint, climb, jump and tumble, create a disguise, shoot someone, stab someone, tail someone, conceal an object, goad someone, gossip with commoners, lie to someone, locate someone, run like hell.
Yep.
Nice. And anything else.
Okay, give me a tail someone check to see how much information you could kind of pick up on.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
She might pick up on some more info.
So 30. My tail, someone is 80%, so yeah, I've got
Sweet.
that.
Got it.
Okay, right. You're going to get a bit of information here. So, as you're kind of listening in, you as this common woman, you kind of take on, you know, what are you doing to get closer so you can hear more of this conversation? What kind of things would you be doing?
Snap. And we're in a supper bar, was it?
Yeah, they're kind of like in an outdoor dining restaurant area. It's kind of a merchant district, kind of like almost like a, you know, little Chinatown, like a couple of like little stalls outside with like a little canopy, sat around a small table, kind of eating food there.
So one of my cartel members would be kind of lingering in this place, because they generally do. I would just grab someone who's also in disguise, like dressed as a normal person,
Find another mama
as
on
a date,
case.
and we just like grab a table nearby which is free.
Okay.
So we're like on a
and then
dinner
you're like
date.
listening in. Perfect. All right.
You're
sounds
also trying to
great.
hit on him. He's like,
It's like, yeah, he's pretty cute. He's
you're like,
pretty
I
cute.
killed two birds with one stone right now.
Yeah.
So you're listening in, and yeah, apart from kind of overhearing this thing, this woman called Yvonne,
Okay.
and you learn her name is Yvonne Manfort, and it's very clear that she is a practitioner in sorcery.
Right.
And you overhear a couple of different things. One of the things that she talks about is you hear her asking Krenhauser and saying, "What about Lucario? Has my curse been effective?" "Oh, yes, my dear, yes. His family have come crawling asking for the tincture. I have requested a number of bodies brought to us, fresh ones, unlike your gravedigger corpses that you've been acquiring. Fresh bodies for us to experiment on." "Ah, excellent, excellent. The curse, if it waits till tomorrow, will be permanent."
I'm just sitting here like, just with my glass of wine, just like,
Yeah.
fucking shit.
So not only do you hear that, when they kind of talk about the bodies, Yvonne kind of gets a bit taut, like, "Yes, I'm afraid I may not be able to procure us any more dead bodies. The gravediggers are not too keen on my payments of late. They're getting a little worked up. We may need something to deal with them, Krenhauser." And Krenhauser's like, very well, very well. We will deal with that. Don't you worry, don't you worry. I wouldn't want to lose a good assistant like you now, would I?" And he kind of like touches a little bit of a laugh.
All right.
The other thing you learn is throughout this whole thing, Ulrich, their bodyguard, you can see he's uncomfortable with everything they're talking about, especially when they start talking about being kidnapped and like their live bodies and things like that. He's desperately kind of like trying to look away and turn away. You just get the sense that he's discomforted by that.
I wonder if I could befriend him. Get him on our side. He could help sneak us in somehow. I'm saying it's obviously all in my mind. Just like
dictating it in real life, shouting it at them.
you possible friend, help us with the
The
mission.
last thing you hear, the last piece of info I'm going to give you is you basically overhear Krenhauser just say like, Ulrich, yes, there's a problem we need to deal with. That woman in the cellar, she's been making a terrible racket. I'm sure it's beginning to attract attention. Do quieten her down with something. There are a number of sedatives I'm sure you can use.
Oh,
We really must work on the soundproofing for the cellar. It's echoing up into the city. And that is the last thing you hear. But I'm going to ask you to make one more check this time.
Yeah.
As you're kind of getting up to leave, you notice that there is a raid. A bunch of city guards basically start making their way kind of through Little Tuana. And they're not harassing like the restaurants, but you can see them kind of checking carts, pulling things apart. And you're going to have to walk right past them. So I'd like you to give me a sneak around. You're going to give me a sneak around. Because you're in disguise, you can add a D8 or an advantage die, so you get to add one of the D8 ones. But because they are actively checking anybody, I'm going to throw in one of the challenge dice as well, so one of these D10s.
Okie dokes.
So roll all of those, and it's a sneak around.
Oh god.
Right.
So you got a...
Sneak around. Where's sneak around? Oh, 90%. Okay.
Where's your... Yep, so it was that one and that one, I think, wasn't it, for you?
Yes.
So that's 17, so you pass, so you manage to sneak your way through it, but you gain both a bad thing and a good thing. So I'm going to, they're called boons and something else, which I can't remember. Drawback, that's what it's called.
Okay.
So for your boon, you can do things such as, I'm trying to look at things. Okay. So as you're kind of sneaking past, so I'm going to gain a heat for your drawback. In terms of your boon, as you're walking around, you also learn that...
The tension.
Yeah,
Oh my god, don't get caught, we need you.
Got a bit of a sweat going on.
So something else that you learn, Krenhauser, as you're sneaking past, you kind of just catch this last glimpse of information as you kind of worm your way through the crowd as they're exiting as well, with your kind of mama date who's been accompanying you.
My little toy boy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like 5 years younger than me.
This very handsome-looking bard-looking fellow. You overhear Krenhauser, Ulrich, we must find me some new casings for the gases in the laboratory. They've become quite hazardous. I'm worried if we puncture one of them, it's going to start leaking poison gas throughout the building. Make sure we deal with that. And he's just like, of course, Master Krenhauser, yes. I'll find something new, something more suitable to store them in.
Right.
And yeah, you basically learn that these canisters, if they're punctured in the laboratory, will leak poison gas out.
Damn, well.
Sounds good.
There's our explosive. Oh, wait, no.
good to
So one of our key parts of the setup was that we don't harm any of his workers, wasn't it?
Yes.
That we don't.
Yeah, but basically you eliminate him, don't hurt anybody else.
Does that mean we can't literally hurt them at all, or don't kill them?
You don't.
Is that kind of
I mean,
ambiguous?
I
It's
think
ambiguous.
it was implied not kill them.
Yeah, yeah.
You can certainly beat them up, but yeah, killing
It's going to be not more.
But it could technically happen, it's just there'd be consequences. Okay.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Okay.
That's some
And
good
that's
information.
your legwork
Damn,
scene.
what was the negative? Like
the raid appearing.
And yeah, the raid appearing, and I got one of these as well.
Oh, I see. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a crazy sorcery woman. There's a woman in the cellar and some poison gas.
Yeah.
And sedatives.
And they have lots of
Yeah.
sedatives, true, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We got so much information from that. That was really, really
Yeah, that
helpful.
was amazing.
Really good. Vladimir.
Stuff.
Your legwork scene.
So, but I'm wondering,
Lead me.
can I change my legwork scene now if I wanted to? Or do you, what you say you're going to do in the planning?
I think it's kind of implied of what you said during the planning is kind of what matters.
What,
but
yeah.
I think you can change it. Yeah, I don't see why you
So, I
couldn't.
mean, because we could try and, like, I could try and talk to Is it Ulrich Circle?
Ulrich. He's not Circle, but he's he's
he is
Vladik. But
Vladik.
I can't remember what
Because if he doesn't
pronounced
like
it.
what's happening, I can try and speak to him and try and persuade him, see if he, doesn't like what his boss is up to.
You will potentially get another legwork scene during the
really?
day
Yeah,
as
we
well.
could try and do that.
Oh,
as
okay.
one
And
of the later
also,
ones.
is there another night before the heist?
No. Basically, what you got, this is one night. So at the moment, this is kind of all happening at night time, basically. You'll have the day segment tomorrow, which you can do stuff in. And then that night
we
segment
have to
is
do
you
it.
have to pull this off.
Yeah, okay. Alright, cool. So, yeah,
So what would you
Okay.
like to do? You want to go after the physic?
I'll go ahead with my original legwork. I want to go find a physic.
Okay, so are either of you two joining?
Oh yes.
I think Lilith's gonna
Sorry,
come
yeah.
I'm
Of
just gonna
course.
go. I'm just
We've
gonna
got
go
them, so-
Delhi. To be honest, like
So-
Don Tarifo is tired. Don Tarifo needs some.
We are also doing lots of other work, like you're kind of getting things in motion for other plans, like it's kind of ambiguous in that
He
sense.
likes
But
to say
Lilith's
that,
going
but
along
he's
with you.
just does about.
How you do it? There's like a guide on like one of these. It's on this, I think. There's a really good way. Like they actually provide you like a setup. It's like, okay, describe one thing you want to get out of the legwork scene, a specific piece of information, some asset or resource, the place you're going to get it, how you're going to get it, and who you interact with to get it. So that's like a guide for you of like what you're doing in your scene.
Yeah, okay, so we're going to go. So I'm assuming. So I know Physic. He's really very friendly with the circle.
Okay.
I know where
What's his name?
His name is Richard. They call him Dick for short. So
What, they call him Short Dick?
Yeah, they call him Short Dick. He's also tiny as well. His dick
Poor
is
Short
massive,
Dick.
so-
Oh, really?
So it's like an
wow, you're
ironic-
quite
Yeah,
quite
it's like
knowledgeable
ironic.
Short
about
Dick
it.
the physic.
Short Dick.
Short Dick the Physic. Yeah, I know where he spends his evenings. So
Where's
I'm gonna,
that? Where does he spend his evenings?
In a bar in the circle in the north.
Okay,
the north
so a
of,
circle bar.
Dunner Town or whatever it's called.
A new. What's the name of the bar?
It's called Proust. What's cheers in Russian? What do they say?
Brost.
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 Nice.
Brost.
It's just called Brost.
Brost, yeah.
Okay, so you're heading to a bar called Brost in the circle thing, and you're going to talk to Short Dick the physic.
Short Dick the Physic and
Okay.
Mama.
Mama.
Lilac the Mama. is
Mama
coming along with me.
Lilac here.
So, yeah,
Hey.
we
Okay.
go
I
into
don't
the-
wear that.
Mama lala.
Okay, and you're helping by like, so we could probably say like your mama friends had helped track down Dick the physic.
Yeah.
And that's how you know
Yeah,
where
yeah,
he is,
yeah.
basically.
We're good at tracking things.
It's really-
Well, I
Why are
don't
you
know why
rushing?
am I rushing? I don't know what's going on.
Okay, so you're going to track
accent
down
mimic.
Short Dick the physic.
So yeah, I go into Proust.
Okay, Brost.
Brost. I go inside. I sit down. I'm already a bit drunk because I'm always a little bit drunk.
Vodka?
That's how Vladimir rolls. Actually, just loads of beer. copious
Loads
amounts
of beer, just copious
tanking
amounts.
up.
Yeah.
I see Short Dick.
And Short Dick, he is really small. Like he's like 4'8", like really small.
Yeah.
But he's kind of got like this like shaven head, and he's trying to have this hard man appearance. But you can see he's kind of got like a
Is
kind
he
of beat nose. He's quite bookish, but he's trying to like fit in with all the circle people. Like he's like hunching his shoulders, but you can see he's got like a bag full of books.
He's got like a wife
that.
beater on.
He's got like a vest, yeah. And he's like trying to be hard, but he's got like these thin little arms. And he's like looking around, and he's like drinking a beer.
I catch his eye. I walk up to him. Dick.
Ah, Vladimir, good to see you outside, friend.
we must talk. I have a very important question for you.
Of course, how can I help?
So we go over to a table. I buy him a beer. What do you
yes.
drink?
Lager beer. Yes, I'm manly.
Okay. So we get 2 lagers, and
Okay.
I say we need to. Have you ever heard of a potion? There's somebody in the circle has had a horrific curse placed upon them. Is it possible? Have you heard of werewolfism? Lycanthropy?
Yes. Risky business, though. Closely guarded secret by a number of physics. I'm not sure if I should be talking about it, really.
It's very important.
Okay.
The circle will not be happy.
Okay. So are you going to try and intimidate him?
Intimidating,
Yep.
yeah.
Give me a roll. So at this point, like you can see that like Dick the Physic, he's clearly made some friends in this bar, and he's feeling a bit more sort of confident because he's kind of got these figures around him. So what I'm going to do is I'll add because your circle though we'll add 1 bonus dice and 1 of the challenge dice.
So 1 challenge, 1 bonus. Is that right?
No, so that it's a D8 for the bonus Now, once the actual game comes out, these will have custom dice, but for now we're just kind of making do.
Okay.
So we'll roll those together. I was going to say, before we work that out, in fact, we'll re-roll it because did you want to help Vladimir? Because you can assist by giving a bonus dice by like interjecting into the scene. So like if he's trying to scare someone,
trying to make him feel a bit more confident and comfortable. I don't know if it's worth like.
So you want to be the good cop.
You got a good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
Good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
So what are you saying to him? Are you just like, so Vladimir's like, the circle will be really angry like if this doesn't fit. So what is Lilac saying?
Hey, sugar.
Hey. And you kind of, oh my god, I don't want to say it. Are you rubbing up on little Dick?
Mind my friend here. He's a bit forceful. It's all good. We're all friends here.
Okay, so that's what you say. So you can add another bonus. So you can add the other D8.
Yeah, sure.
The other D8
You're
in
good
there.
copying.
Yep.
Nice one, Lilac. Okay. So.
Oh my god, it's like the same roll.
So 33
Yeah, it looks
on your
like
main
it.
chill skill check. You get 1 boon, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, cool.
He's like, oh, all right, Vladimir, it's fine. All right, I'll tell you. But you got to keep this secret. You got to keep it a secret. Yes, I know about something like this. It's called the Wolfsbane tincture. There's a fellow called Krenhauser who's developed it, but other physics have been working on similar things. You know, medicine to counteract sorcery, it's very unstable, experimental. From what I've heard, it's, yes, it would be had to have some sort of special container. First of all, it'd need to be contained inside a lead canister that blocks out all light. Any sunlight will render it useless, so it needs to be kept completely in the dark.
Oh, snap.
Any other stimuli, if it's shaken too much, it could ruin it as well. The tincture itself will be inside an hourglass-shaped vial inside the lead canister. It'll be around, probably about as long as a cask of ale and about 6 inches in diameter. It'll be quite difficult, probably not for somebody of your size, of course, but it will probably be somewhat difficult to carry. From what I understand, it'll need to be delivered within about 24 hours of the curse being applied. If it is provided to any sort of stimuli, any daylight, being shaken too much, heat, extreme heat or cold, could render it completely immune.
Okay. Duh. And then, do you think... Okay, and also how do I recognize a sedative?
Oh, well, easy enough. I can give you a number of formulas that you'll be able to recognize quite easily. Normally stored in small, much smaller vials. They'll have a number of symbols on them, and he kind of gets a napkin and he sketches out some symbols and hands them to you. Any that show these kind of symbols should be a sedative.
Okay, fantastic. And then do you know anything about this Krenhauser?
Krenhauser. Well, I mean, yes. He kind of like thinks about it a little bit. Well, I know a little bit about him. You see, word is... Nope. I've got...
Word isn't that.
So many things! There we go. Yes, word is... Krenhauser used to be the royal physic, the royal vizier. Used to attend to the regent herself. But something happened several years ago. Caused him to go all quiet. Received an exorbitant amount of money in order for his silence, bought that little sanctuary of his with it, and ever since he's not been taking any more patients. He seems to have been gotten out of the medical game, seems to be experimenting with alchemy or some such, from what I understand. But yes, quite a bit of a sore point, his ex-work, although tends to see it as a bit of a point of pride, kind of gloats about it a little bit. But I'm not sure what the actual secrets were. Has a bodyguard called Ulrich, follows him everywhere. It'd be very difficult to get his hands on him. Also employs a number of security forces to patrol his place. I've heard that if Ulrich is ever taken away, he doubles the number of guards.
Yeah.
Oh.
A random question, honey.
Yes, my dear.
This,
And
do
he
you
like
know
looks at
anything?
you with like a yes. He like
It's kinda
touches
good
your
that-
hand.
Wow, you're gonna let little Dick do that to Lilac?
He like strides away. I'm sorry.
Such a lovely, strong man.
Oh my god.
You know, they only call me Small Dick for my height.
Oh my god, this is all
Very lewd.
various levels of awkwardness. Oh, what? It's so funny and charming. Oh, I'm so shit at lying. Do you know anything about this Ulrich fellow? Like, does he have any history? Why does he work for this, what's his name?
I don't know, I'm afraid.
Krenhauser.
All I know about him is that follows him everywhere. Some sort of hired thug, quite strong. Used to be an ex-boxer, I think, or some such. But quite a competent fellow.
Right.
I'm afraid I don't know too much about him, his past and such. As you guys are talking, I'm going to spend 4 heat.
Oh.
Actually, no, I can't do that because it's the beginning of a leg scene. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick to the rules. I'm sorry, Rodney. I'm sorry.
He just wants to kill us so badly.
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to save face. No, as you guys are talking, like...
I just love that idea. Every knuckle in the place cracks, and then, oh no, it doesn't. No. That's fine, it's fine.
You hear like the sound of a kerfuffle outside, but nothing actually happens.
Somebody else gets
Interesting, okay.
Is there anything
Are any
else?
of the physicians like nearby listening in, perchance? Or?
Well, it's not. He's the only one in there. Like this happens to just be a guy that Vladimir knows. The rest of the circle are kind of, as they see Vladimir as the one talking to him, they're kind of they're deliberately not listening in. Like they're letting you do they're letting you do cartel business. He seems to just be sort of like yes. And kind of like whimpering away.
If I could squeeze anything else out. That was really bad phrasing.
Squeeze anything out.
Squeeze anything out.
That was not
dick.
intended to squeeze little dick. No, why am I saying this? Nina, shut up.
Cut it. It's all pre-recorded. We can cut it. It's fine.
So bad at this.
Anything else? I mean, you've got like you've got your information out of him that you wanted. So now this is kind of like extra.
Do you know what about why would somebody want dead bodies? Why would an alchemist want dead bodies?
He kind of goes, well, a number of nefarious experiments, I suppose. I have heard that the gravediggers sometimes supply them on demand. Couldn't tell you, I'm afraid. I never got into that sort of work myself. More of an honest fellow patching up bruises like yourself, really.
All right, thank you very much, Dick. I think.
Thanks, Dick. You've been great.
Yeah,
Don't worry, I'll do many things for you, my dear.
No, you won't,
Thanks,
Dick.
buddy.
Oh, no, sorry.
I'll be sure to say hi again soon.
Oh, God.
Okay.
The circle was very grateful, Dick.
So dirty.
You guys make your way out and you head back.
Cool.
The next day, you get some rest preparing everything else. Now, you've got 1 day segment before anything else. At the beginning of a day segment, I do get to add 3 more heat.
Oh, God.
I now have 1,
So much.
2, 3, 4,
It's gonna go
5,
tits
6,
up.
7, 8.
The drama.
Oh no.
So, you can do some more planning, or you can do some more legwork.
Right.
You have to choose.
So we have to choose. Can we have a quick discussion of the information we just gathered?
I will say you can have a very quick discussion
Just
of
to
what
quickly
you just gathered.
recap.
But no major planning.
No major plans. No.
Just a recap
Just
of
a
what you
recap of what we.
Okay,
Yep.
So I'd just like to point out
Right.
one noteful thing was that the antidote to the lycanthrope, whatever, had to be kept in darkness. That
Yeah.
could be the reason for the blacked out windows. And
yeah.
actually, with the knowledge that we have about the top floor, it could be that the top floor is purely living quarters.
Yeah.
And that middle floor is going to be where all the alchemy stuff is.
Yeah.
So when we go in, I think that will be where we should head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
All right.
That's what
Nice.
I was going to say, like, just because otherwise
I just
we
wanted to
planning
refresh,
territory.
join up points that we'd found out.
So I'm going to ask now: do you guys want to do planning or legwork?
Do we think we're ready, basically?
Planning.
Or do we need to find out some more stuff?
Well, currently, I will point out some things. You currently don't really have a solid entryway, apart from forcing your way in.
Gravediggers.
You know that he has guards and Ulrich there to kind of protect him. So you might want to think about a way to get in, either whether you want to do this stealthy or if you just want to fight your way in.
Yeah.
You want to, if you do want to try and destroy the laboratory, how you're going to do that. And yeah, maybe like look into these other leads, like this assistant woman who's clearly into stuff.
Yvonne
Manfort, yes.
Manfort.
You could look into something to do with her. There's still a few loose ends. So what would you like to do? Either more planning or more legwork?
Was she like the mastermind of this whole operation? 'Cause she seemed to be the more interested in it than Kranhauser.
You don't know.
I think we should pursue the gravediggers. I think that's a really good way of getting in. I think if we can convince
Yeah.
them to let us in. If they're unhappy with it, we just go and go chat. All of us go chat with them, and we'd be like, look, we know that you're unhappy.
So
You
obviously,
could do that as part of planning. You could do that
Okay.
quite easily as a planning thing. You basically I might have you spend 2 influence to do that because it's not one of your cartels.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could easily basically call in a favour.
I think that's it. Apart from the end.
We should have really asked about Yvonne with that small dick.
Yeah. Whoops.
So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this as-
It's cool. I forgot.
We're going to do
My
this as
bad.
planning.
We'll do this as planning then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Let's-
Steve,
I think
I'm
we've probably
gonna
got the
top that
information.
game.
We just need to secure
TV's
it.
up.
Okay, so
Rip TV. TV is dead.
start talking-o. I will give you guys...
Gravediggers.
So
We need to.
So,
we need
Sweetheart.
firstly we need an entrance. We need an entry point. Next we need to decide what roles everybody's having when we're in there. Next we've got to decide how we're getting out, and if and go through the options of if shit goes tits up and there's town guard. If he's been working, if he's ex kind of like higher up, he's probably going to be pretty friendly with the town guard, and they may come and help secure him. He also seems to have a fuckload of private security on call if Ulrich isn't there. So potentially they could actually have been. They could be called in either way if stuff does go badly, and it could be not town guard. It could be interesting if we try and create some kind of distraction in the merchant district. Like I could get some of the butcher boys, and they could start a small riot or fight down the street.
So this is a perfect point for you guys to start spending influence.
Yeah,
Basically.
that's what I would say. But let's just quickly do.
We've got 4 influence altogether, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. So getting in, are we set on we're gonna go do the grave diggers?
Grave diggers.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
So what? Yeah, take
look,
us all in coffins.
Yeah, take us all in coffins, and
Okay. Yep.
How are we gonna pretend to be dead though? I'm assuming they might look inside. So
that's
what I'll say,
the main thing is that the door is like the door. Oh shit! Oh, maybe.
What I would say is, if you guys want to spend 2 influence to do that, if that's something you're set on, the grave robbers will take care of that.
Okay.
They basically have said they're like, basically what they say for the 2 influence, they say, okay, well, we can get you inside. We've dealt with this Yvonne Manfort before. She's on our bad books, so we would like you to take care of her for us as well.
Okay.
Cool.
We're good at taking care of people, so that's no problem.
Ideally, we'd like her alive, brought to us, so we can deal with her.
Cool.
That way you won't be infringing on your family contract not to harm anyone else either.
Cool.
So you can bring, as long as you can bring her to us alive, we can get you in. We will also, they'll give you a medicine that will make you appear dead that lasts for 20 minutes.
Okay.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Cool. Okay, should we spend influence? Whose influence are we spending for that?
So one of it's going to have to be the group influence, which I've got in the middle.
And then I don't think my influence is that useful. Otherwise, so I think
so
might as well spend mine.
So Vladimir, you're the one who actually went to them and spoke to them, and they've said, okay, we'll help you, but we want this woman alive, brought to us. Yeah. So find a way to get her out.
Okay, perfect.
So that's your 2 influence. Perfect. So
so I feel like I can do a lot of stuff for us getting away. Like
the fact Same that here. I've got like
the fact that I can just call upon having basically 4 minions to just do something.
Yeah.
Get the family involved, get the boys. They're bored of working, they're chopping the meat. They want to go out and cause a bit of ruckus, bit of
Yeah, same here. I could help with
that. Have like a van outside for us as well, like
a
delivery
van.
I have a family-owned gondola, but it is landlocked.
I would say you could also use the same influence trait to get a carriage, because there's no reason why the family couldn't procure a good carriage, a wagon of supplies.
Okay. Yeah, we could do that. We'd have that literally just loaded right up front.
Literally right out front. Around the back,
because this thing is supposedly quite heavy, so we need to.
Oh wait, but mind you, we're doing it at night. But it'll be.
You will be doing it at night, but wagons go through the night as well. Like it's a bustling city. Think New York. It's like almost 24 hours.
It's interesting. When we went in, I wonder if we could, if I was allowed to spare my influence as well in doing that. But when we went and saw the woman, the family were painting up a gondola to look like a city watch one.
Yeah.
Could I disguise my family gondola in some other way of making it look like something else?
So you can, if you wanted to do sort of like a carriage or gondola, you could do that. I think I'd probably have you make maybe some skill checks to do that.
Okay. Do you want to do that? Do you want to do that as the escape?
Or I mean, you could do, because if it's just a merchant's wagon, you don't need to make any checks. So you can just procure a wagon easily. Yeah. Easily. That's very much in the family's business. Like you can just go to a guy you like who owes you protection money and be like, we'll cut you a deal. We'll take this month's payment off, but we want your wagon and a driver. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, we'll do that. Just we have a secured escape and there's no fucking around.
Influence,
I think is that my one? I was lost under all these papers.
Nina's holding hers. So.
Okay, cool. Boom, take it.
Boom. Influence.
So we got the wagon to escape. We got the grave diggers to get in. And when we're in there, we need to decide what is going on. How long have we got? We've got 10 minutes. All right, chilling. What we doing inside?
So, I think I can punch people, or like while you guys are,
I can punch people.
It's just like
people.
But assuming I need to be punching people, I can literally be pulling apart the lab. So I think that's something I can do. I'm good at smashing stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we go for like a less extreme destroying.
And then I reckon I can render it.
We may also.
You are very confident that with like a crowbar you can render that place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We will also have like the
guys to deal with who we're going to need to knock out and not kill.
Yeah.
So we've got this.
I'm
like,
only killing.
how
by
can
the
we
looks of it.
administer the sedatives? Like that's.
Oh my god! If we can get me, I almost feel as though I don't go. If we get the sedatives, I can like poison it and someone do it. But getting us in there, I could stealth about and sneak around and get it in there. But I don't know if I'm sneaky. I don't know. I don't know how extreme.
What I
that
would
is to
say
do,
is
go
if you
do.
can get hold of a syringe, I would treat it as a stab someone.
Oh,
Kind of
perfect. yeah. Well, yeah. We could just
Okay.
can we dip your daggers with sedatives?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say it would be the same skill. Stab
someone, I've got
but you're
80%
stabbing
on
them
that.
with a syringe of sedative, basically.
So we need basically
Shit.
you to like hold them off until we can get hold of that in the building. That should be like our first objective is find stuff to
just like
sedate
go
all the
around.
guards.
Yeah,
Stabbing them.
we can do that. I mean, assuming we get taken straight into the lab.
I think so. We're going to go into the cellar.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, who's that other person
There's a
in
woman
the
in the cellar
cellar?
who's being
Okay.
noisy. But she may have
Yeah.
information about guard rotations when we get in there.
Definitely.
So
But
Maybe she
I think
could
so.
help.
You maybe you should get out of the coffin first because
Yeah.
me and Harry might scare her a lot more than you. But mind you, she's going to be pretty scared because the coffin's opening. So.
I mean, it's a dead body. We're all gonna look like
matter what.
shit.
Harry's not particularly like Don Sharifo isn't intimidating to look at. He looks like a businessman. He looks like hey, he's a
coming back from
businessman.
the dead. It's not that scary. Okay, cool. So what is everybody? So that we should make like a vague order
Yeah,
of events
little-
of what we
yeah,
want to do.
go on.
So the first main objective is just get the sedatives, so that we can just
Knock everyone out.
knock out the guards because we can't be killing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I think the odd death is not going to be horrific. It's just not going to be happy.
We
but
definitely want to
it's-
avoid it.
Collateral damage.
It's inevitable that something bad may happen.
Yeah.
Next, we got to just get Vlad loose in the lab.
Yep.
Vlad in the lab.
Well, we
Vlad in
were
the lab.
asked to
And
kill.
you know what the
Yep. Your other objective, your option. Well, it's an optional objective is to kill Krenhauser. The main thing is to get the cure.
we want to try and do them all, though.
Right,
It's
oh,
fine.
it's
Let's try and
optional,
get them.
okay.
Try and get them as much as possible. So yeah, killing Krenhauser.
So we've assumed that
Based-
Krenhauser will be in the upstairs.
Upstairs,
Yeah.
In
if,
the
at
living
night
quarters.
time, yeah. Based on what you saw of him, he is physically absolutely not a problem
Yeah.
to deal with. The problem is Ulrich and his other security
Problem is-
teams.
Right.
Like if you can deal with
Knocking
them,
them out.
then killing Krenhauser will be very easy. You could probably cut his wrists with a butter knife, so he looked pretty frail.
I'm trying to look through notes of anything else. So the poison gas, that could be a real note. That could be stored in the cellar. We should keep an eye out for that because if there's poison gas, we could just poison everybody
But we.
and put them to sleep. Or I don't have no idea, but there was poison gas noted.
Yeah.
But that's the
being
point. If
leaky.
if everybody's under a sedative and we blow the building up, they're all going to go as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
As in poison
But-
gas, I don't. We'd have to experiment and see what the poison gas is when we get in there, but that should be a note that we.
But then, unless we sedate them outside the lab and it's only the lab we blow up.
I don't think we need to blow up. the
Yeah, I
lab.
don't think
we
blow up
just
No?
trash
Yeah.
it.
Was
that-
that
Just
not?
Destroy
Just trash it.
destroy
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
just let Vlad have 5 minutes of going.
It's got
going to
explosions
town.
in mind.
Alright.
Okay, so we're trashing it then. That's fine.
Yeah, we're trashing it, but I think poison
Um,
gas could be interesting to find because if that is in the cellar,
That could, yeah.
that could just be all of our problems with the guards instantly
Could be,
done.
but
Yeah.
is that gonna kill?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that gonna kill them
Yeah.
though? But yeah, it's definitely a good fallback.
Some
like,
kind
if we-
of option.
Yeah.
Shit's going to be.
So what
Backup
legwork can we do? Oh no, we're
We're
using
doing
the
this
day
day
now,
prep,
so
yeah.
we don't
You
get
are
any
you
more
are
legwork,
doing
okay.
using the day now. You're not going to have any
So
more legwork.
We definitely want to get a syringe or some way of administering the sedative. We need to syringe the woman. Like while I'm trashing the lab, do you two want to go and kill Krenhauser?
I can go.
Yeah.
I'll go kill. I'll have to face up with Krenhauser because it's fucking. I'm not a combat dude, but I can easily kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
If you want to go,
That's
and,
cool.
if you want to,
I can do more stealthy
figure out.
kills.
You can go in the lab and I'll go upstairs
You
in
can
the living room.
syringe people.
To be fair, you may just need to be holding up. You may end up having to be killing the like doing the lab because if all the guards are downstairs, you're going to just need to hold them off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that might be it. Also, how are we going
Like,
to
I'm not
carry
co-
this
I'm
woman?
not very
so
combative.
we need to carry the potion out, which is in a lead case, and we need to carry this woman out, this lady out now.
No.
What,
What, the
the-
one in the cellar?
No, the
Yvonne.
we're
Yvonne.
Oh, Yvonne
gonna be-
That's
we
part
don't-
of the agreement with the grave robbers taking you inside. Is
Oh,
she
to bring
wants
her alive.
Do we know if she's there?
Oh, I keep
Doesn't have to
forgetting
be
this stuff.
doesn't have to be conscious. Just has to
Does
be
she?
alive.
Yeah.
Do we know if she's there?
That's the point,
what
yeah.
Lilac overheard is you definitely got the impression that she at least works there.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll keep eyes out for a woman.
Fingers
Don't.
crossed.
You can keep your eyes out for her.
Well, we know vaguely what she. Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
I mean-
Yeah, no,
Like-
Lilac's
No,
just
literally
fine.
just-
we're not
Fucking
going.
drag her out.
Yeah.
What other stuff could possibly go wrong? What are we going to do to this lady if she starts screaming in the cellar?
Hopefully we'll find some.
Onwards. gag
lady
her.
in scissors.
We gag her.
Yeah.
Okay,
To be
fair, she's not-
It's
She's
like, you're innocent, but shut the fuck up.
She's screaming all the time anyway.
Yeah.
So
If she
not that
isn't
old of a-
working for him, and if she's just a prisoner, just kill her.
Yeah.
Doesn't counter the contract.
Yeah.
Fuck her, basically.
That's so cold. That's so,
Hey,
such a horrible
they done
We are
Tarifa.
criminals,
You don't
I
have my
guess.
name.
You don't serve hot pastrami. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Keep your chorizo in the fridge.
Don't Tarifa the ruthless killer. Not really, but I
Cool.
like to think about it.
Okay.
You guys have got 5 more minutes.
Right. Okay. So we now to get in. We know
We gotta get the sedatives. We gotta fight loads of
Sedatives.
dudes.
where are we getting sedatives from.
In there, hopefully.
Assuming it'll be
in
in
there-
the lab.
Well, a lot of it rides on. Hopefully, it's all in there.
Did we
Yeah.
ask Small Dick what sedatives look like?
Yeah, we
Yes,
know.
Yeah.
you have a very clear. You will easily be able to find them.
Cool.
I can forge a document, and I'm almost just wondering whether, for a quick bluff, whether we could I could forge some kind of doctor's note or like note that I've communicated with somebody, and it would be like a good quick talk.
Sure.
Can I make a roll of whether I can forge like a doctor's note to the what's his name? The dude.
Krenhauser.
Krenhauser was going to supply me with something, and I'm
Sure.
on my way to go see
Sure.
him. It's like a quick kind of
So what's the nature? So it's like some sort of prescription or like
some
an
kind
appointment?
Hey, it's prescription for my back, you know, all the Tarifa adds up with all the fat, you know, and all the bad back. Donnie's getting a bad back.
Okay, so you can make the roll, but I'm going to add 2 challenge dice to this because Krenhauser was the royal physician and he would recognise documentation.
It was more to fool used to on fooling his bodyguards than.
Even still, his
Yeah,
bodyguards
yeah.
would have been trained to do it. So it's going to be 2 d10s basically. So
just for some quick talking, getting old Tarifa out of some bullshit.
So what's your forger document?
65.
That's a 62, I'm afraid, and that is.
Well, no, that's under. That's still under.
Oh yeah, so
62.
yeah, so
Under
you
by
managed,
3.
so you managed to do it. However, you do have a fail thing. I don't know why I thought that was wrong.
I'm just hoping that.
What I am going to do is.
Desperate wants to murder us.
Okay,
It's
you forging this document.
Viagra. No, it's really embarrassing.
It's going to take 10 of your luck because, like, you're pretty nervous
You
about
still
this
got 100.
document. Like, you're a bit sort of like, I'm not really sure about
Hey,
this.
boys, I'm like passing it around like the deli, trying to get them to like read it and
No,
see if they
no,
think it's legit.
have I spelled it correctly?
Have I fucking spelled it right, Jim? Come on, I can't even spell Viagra. Come on, tell me, Jim.
So you managed to forge it, but yeah,
It's
you're
all
a little-
getting
it's a bit
like meat on it and
Yeah,
stuff. It's a mess.
Exactly. But you reckon it will be enough to fool the bodyguards?
In a quick talk, it kind of fooled
Yes.
a bodyguard into
sure.
being off kilter.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Okay, anything else you guys would like to
Do you guys want to prep any of your weapons?
2
Make sure you've got everything, or like make
Yeah,
sure.
so it actually has a list of equipment on your specialization and things like that, like things that you've got with you. You also have a list of other abilities and
where?
stuff that you can do. So like you've got things for
Yeah,
combat based,
that's
like you
cool.
get to act first and things like that.
I like part of my equipment
cool.
is intimidating scars.
Oh, I didn't realise I wore a mask.
I can. Your makeup is so thick. I kind of see it as kind of almost being like
just
a mask,
fucking
like a.
slathered
Well,
on.
like if it's like a Harley Quinn makeup, it's like a full
Okay.
face thing kind of thing.
Cool. A bag of soot to dull the gleam of steel weapons.
Well, if you think in a nighttime for an
Wow.
assassin,
Yeah.
you don't want to have it reflecting light off torches.
Can I
and things
bring?
like
I
can
guess
bring, like,
I would
a
do
wide
that.
selection of meats and a bottle of wine.
Sure.
Slap him with the salami.
Just in
Ugh.
case.
Are you
know-
going to be going in with? So you're not going to go in with the bodies then?
I'll go with the bodies, yeah.
Okay.
But I just want all this quick talking stuff so that Donnie doesn't have to get in a fight, because I have very few combat skills.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You're
I'm a talker. Like,
You're good at helping them fight. is the
Yeah,
main
yeah.
thing.
I'll be like, hey guys, you're doing a fabulous job. You look great. You're flexing in a beautiful way.
Well, thank you.
Okay, so are you guys ready to pull your high stuff?
Let's do it.
I hope so.
Donnie's ready.
Yeah, I
This
think we
is
got this.
almost perfect timing. as well.
Excuse me for 2 seconds.
Oh, he's got to pee.
Oh, he's gonna pee.
Oh, sorry, everybody.
As Donnie's gonna
well,
get into
Better
the.
apologise.
As Donnie's gonna like take the medicine in the thing, I wanna like light up a cigar, but then just pass out with the cigar in my mouth. Just like, hey.
Just burning away. Okay, until Mike gets back, there's not an awful lot. we
Goddamn
can do.
bastard.
Goddamn bastard.
So how does stuff like combat work? Like,
So
are we-
yeah, that's a good
is it-
point. Let's
is
talk
it
about
like-
that, right?
Are we doing initiation and round based?
So
How's
what it does
going?
is when you get into what's called, when a scene becomes a drama scene, the final heist is always a drama scene. And this
Okay.
can happen during legwork, like I could have had some bad guys turn up and stuff like that. The way this works is, very simply, I go first, and then you guys go in whatever order you like.
Okay.
When you attack somebody, you can either... So, physical attacks, like stab somebody, you make a skill check. You might have challenge dice depending on abilities that enemies have or bonuses you may have.
Yeah.
If you succeed, the number you roll is how much damage, to their luck you do. If it's a group of minions, like, say, the security guards... you instead just reduce their numbers by a certain amount each time.
Okay.
So for your stab somebody, it's 90%, right? If you roll an 85...
80%.
80%. If you roll a 75, you succeed at stabbing them and do 75 damage to their luck. So that's like a really bad wound, or maybe you force them to like drop their weapon.
Do they have the same 100 luck as well?
Some do,
Say we
some
won't
may
know.
have less.
Okay.
You don't know. Likewise, they may have abilities to do back to you. And remember, if you get reduced to 0 luck, that
So
can
is there-
cause
is there-
problems as well.
Is there kind of like a way mid-scene to gain luck back?
You can, because you're the boss. You can actually give some of your luck to the other guys.
Yeah.
In terms of gaining it back like health, no.
That's
Normally,
not really like a
so
quick-
instead of doing a legwork or a planning section, if we were, say, doing like a 4-night heist, you can spend, instead of planning or legwork, you can do what's
rest.
called taking a breather or something like that, which is you regain luck and the others can continue planning, but if like you have to basically say, I can't help, like I'm done. And that's the way you can gain luck back.
Okay. Cool.
I was just saying, by the way, Mike, so the way that combat works is when it breaks down, now you messed this up a little bit because the brawler technically gets a free go first, but normally I get to act with all of my bad guys, then you go in whatever order you like, and then it comes back to me and so on and so forth. The way attacks work is you make a check, so for example, yours is like strike, stab, slash somebody at 90%, right?
Yep.
You roll a dice, and as long as you succeed, whatever your total number is, you do that much damage to their luck.
Okay.
So if you rolled like an 85, you do 85 points of luck damage to that person, and then it slowly wears down. So that's what, and I like that because it means that like you want a roll really close to success, but you don't want it to, because you want to succeed. So it's kind of like, so if you like ace it with like a 20, you're like, but I didn't do that much damage. So it's like you slowly chipping away. It's kind of cool. I like that.
That's really cool.
So are you guys ready? The planning's over. Mike's been to the loo.
We're all good.
Okay. You're going to set the scene. So you guys make your way to the arranged meeting point with the grave robbers. Basically, they have a hearse lined up, a carriage with 3 coffins, body bags, basically, all sized to you perfectly. You're met by a woman who's wearing a kind of death mask, long black robes, the hat and everything, like the full kind of grave walker garb. She kind of comes up to you and she's like, "Are you all ready to begin your adventures then, I suppose?"
Hey, give me a second. I'm just like eating up the last of like a pastrami sandwich. you gotta be ready, come on.
Well, she looks at the Don, and you can't see her face because it's completely covered by this death mask. One must enjoy their last meal before they die.
Hey, well, no, I don't plan on actually dying. I hope this heist goes quite well. Actually, we can make quite a bit of profit.
I've heard that this pill gives one quite the insight into death. Now, please, if you would step into your coffin.
Jesus.
Wait, what does that mean? Can I have the shits later or what?
Oh my God, hey, Lila, keep it in your own coffin, Jesus. I'm having a fabulous time in mine. Come on.
You guys lie down, and this woman hands you each a sickly green-looking pill. Swallow this, please.
Hey, does this one go
Do
up
you
the
have a
bum or is this in the
drink
mouth?
or anything?
Okay, all right.
She just kind of chuckles a little bit. You guys swallow these down, and you feel like yourself getting heavily sleepy. And then you just, it's like the world just turns black.
Oh, so we're unconscious.
You are completely unconscious, and you feel completely out of it. Like it's almost like you're swimming in blackness for maybe 5-10 minutes. You can hear muffled sounds, but you don't really know what's going on. About 20 minutes later, you feel like breath kind of suck into your lungs, like your eyes blink open, and you can see that the roofs of your coffins have been taken off, and you can feel cold underneath you. You are naked, and you can feel like a cold stone table underneath you. And you can hear a woman moving around, kind of like talking to herself, like, 3 new experiments, what shall we do? Should I experiment with the saucer? No, perhaps I'm not sure. I should cut open the larger one, see how his muscle structure works. And you can hear this kind of, as you're kind of like lying there pretending to be dead.
Glad I shaved.
Hey, is it going in here? Is it usually that kind of size? I'm joking.
Is that what you're saying?
I was saying, Donnie would say that. Donnie would wake up like, hey, Jesus, it's quite cold.
No, don't.
You basically
I
hear,
just sit up and I'm like, hey, Jesus.
what? And then you turn around and you can see Yvonne Manfort, this kind of sickly-looking woman,
Oh, it's her.
holding.
It is her.
You can see you're basically in a big stone basement, and there are metal jail cells, one of which has an unconscious woman in it. And you can see there is a row of like bone saws and knives and syringes, and all of your belongings have been basically dumped to the side. But you are currently completely stripped.
Can I roll distract someone and be like, hey, whatever you did is worked. I'm back from the dead. Hey, you're doing fabulous. This is great. I feel amazing.
Give me a distract somebody with 2 of those challenge die.
I just like the way I like that Donnie's just naked, one hand on cup.
Yeah.
So what's your distract?
Oh my god, yes, succeed again by just 2.
Okay, but you do get 2 of these bad things. Now, how do I want to spend those? Oh, I technically forgot, as this is the beginning of a new night segment, by the way. I get 3 more of those.
You've got so many.
I do have so many
Where's
of
our
those.
influence at, please?
I'm going to take 1 heat.
Gotta do something epic.
And let's have a think. No, that's it. So she kind of like is stunned. You don't think you've convinced her that you helped her, but you have definitely like given yourselves a moment. That's what you do. In this moment, you can see she's just confused looking at him. She's not noticed that the 2 of you aren't dead. She's just like, what?
Hey, come on.
Are you some sort of assassin? Like,
Hey,
she's
no,
like,
hey, look like
I'm gonna
assassin. I
stay
got the
silent.
build of a pork belly. Come on. I'm like punching my big fat belly. I'm like,
I sit up and I just go, oh, my head.
she's just.
oh no.
What is wrong with the head? It hurts.
Hey, worked on him too.
Okay. What about what?
I
you
am
do?
staying dead silent.
You just say dead
yeah,
silent.
I'm gonna be like
Okay.
backup. Yeah.
All right. So at this point, she's like stunned, and you can kind of see her like, no, and she starts to move back towards this, and you can see that there is a stairwell kind of like.
Hey,
leading-
Vladimir, grab her.
I jump. I
Shit.
jump at her as quickly as I
So
possibly can.
your lightning reflexes will count this as your thing, basically.
Yeah.
So you get to act in combat before anybody else.
Run over there, grab her, hand over mouth.
Okay, so you're going to try and like
Beautiful.
grapple
Yeah.
her, basically. So let me just.
You're
have-
doing a fabulous job, bud. I can't be more happy, Vladimir.
Okay. Give it to me as a strike, somebody. So you're good at this kind of stuff. Like, you just run up and you wrap your big, muscular Vladic arms around
Any
it.
of the modifier?
Do you gain anything from this? So what's your flurry of attacks and stuff like that? When you succeed on attack against a squad of minions? Okay, so no, in this one it's just a straight up skill check. You've kind of got her by surprise, but at the same time she's kind of making a run for it. So
75.
okay, so you run up and you go to grab her, and you don't manage to quite get your hand over her mouth, but you slam her against the wall, and you kind of like knocks all of the air out of her, and she's like, assassins! And she actually, her hands begin to glow with a red power. She's like, you'll regret meddling with me, boy! And she plunges her hand onto your
Hey,
chest.
no, don't do that, hey.
I'm going to make a skill check now.
Fuck.
Hey, come on.
So that's a 9. So you take 30 points of luck as you feel her just searing pain as her hands just burn onto your chest, and this sorcery just kind of begins to almost pull your blood out of you. And everyone gains... Okay. Nope, she hasn't done that yet. So yeah, she's just like, ah! Now you guys all get to act, and we are technically in a drama scene, a combat scene.
Okay.
Do we have a map? Can we? Oh, no, we don't
Is
have a map
she
to send her.
distracted?
Imagine that you're basically in a large square
say,
chamber.
where
You've
you
got
doing?
like
Like
you've got like
that.
4 stone slabs like in the center, which is 3
Kinda
of
like a
which you were
morgue-y.
lying on, very morgue-like, and then off to the side there's like a long corridor, half of which is jail cells,
Okay.
basically.
Sounds good. Go
So
for
is
it.
she quite like distracted? By
Right
dealing
now,
with
like
him?
the 2 of them, like you can see, like Vlad's managed to like throw her against a
Yeah.
wall, and you can see her like arms kind of busted, but she's also like you hear Vlad kind of like oh, as like this burning hand just pulls blood from her.
Is there a way for me to like somehow quickly jump to my stuff, grab one of my daggers, and just go for her? I've got a climb, jump, and tumble. I don't know if that.
Sure. In fact,
Classes.
give me just a straight skill check with that, and we'll see how much what you succeed by. The only thing I will add 1 challenge die just because all your stuff's jumbled together and it's kind of hard. One of the D10s. Yeah.
Oh no, you pick up a churrifo sausage and
You might want to use a different. You might want to use.
Why did I bring so
use a
many?
different coloured D10 because otherwise it's a bit hard to tell which one is your skill dice and which one's your thingy dice. Maybe use like the blue one
blue
there.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, mother.
That's
Okay, so you got
invigorating
a
roll.
53.
What's your jumping?
80%.
Okay, so you leap over and you manage to grab one of your, what is it, your roses you were going for? So you grab one of your roses, but at the same time, you like narrowly almost slice part of your hand open on one of Vlad's like various objects like he's got. So you're gonna take 10 luck damage.
Okay.
Well,
Clean
you
your
got
stuff. Oh wait, no, actually you
It's
didn't.
scary, man.
So you kind of like, you grab
Okay.
in, but you kind of just like cause a deep gash on your arm. But you pull out one of your roses and then you're gonna hurl it at her, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this is,
Yes.
just give me a stab someone.
Stab.
It's 80%.
Or actually, no, sorry, you have shoot somebody. Do you have shoot
I
somebody?
have shoot and stab.
Okay, so
It'd be-
because it's a long range, it's
Okay.
going to be a shoot someone. You don't need any of those.
Ooh,
you get?
85.
Oh.
Now,
Fuck,
is
it's
that a
80%.
miss?
That's a miss.
Now, there's a thing you can do in this game called pushing your luck. And what this
Okay.
means is when you fail a skill check, you can spend 10 luck to increase your skill by 10, but you have to roll an extra challenge die to do it. So you're spending 10 of your luck to
Okay.
boost your skill, your roll.
Fuck it, yeah.
So you're going to
Yeah.
spend 10,
Yeah.
so it means you go down to 75, which means you succeed.
So 75, do you mean?
80.
Oh, I mean
Yeah,
the
yeah,
thing
on the
is,
skill,
sorry.
so don't
yeah,
worry.
sorry.
So you don't, no, you don't, don't
I've got- I've
yeah,
gone-
because you've
I've
gone
gone
down
down
10,
to
yeah.
80 luck,
So you
yeah.
boost your skill stat, but you now need to roll another D10.
Is that permanently or just for one action?
What's that?
Is that just for one action that the skill set is
It's just,
amended?
yeah, exactly. It's just
Okay,
for that
cool.
one roll. No, just roll just the D10.
Just roll D10.
Just the blue D10. See if you get another thing.
3.
Okay, so you don't, but you had one from before. So you kind of, you didn't have one. But you kind of throw this rose. Thump, it just thuds into her neck and just.
Shit, no, we don't want to kill her. Fuck.
Well, no, sorry, no, sorry. No, it doesn't kill her. It doesn't kill
Oh
her.
no.
Damn
It
it.
doesn't kill her.
Hey, Jesus Christ, like, we're not trying to kill her, come on.
I'm trying to remember.
Hey,
So
hey,
her
shit.
luck has dropped to 0 is the difference. Like,
Okay,
She got wound.
Wait, is this Yvonne?
Yes,
Yes.
this is the grill.
What is wrong with me? Why did I forget it was
So,
her?
Well, no, because
Shit.
you did exactly what people do,
Yeah, yeah.
which is you just were like, okay,
Just
You did
in
an
the-
instantaneous
in the
reaction, which is
moment,
good.
yeah,
no, it's
yeah.
good. What you,
She's
That's-
currently sucking the blood out of me, so maybe we'd do have to kill her.
maybe,
Yeah. Yeah.
no,
that's
you
true.
you can still try and knock her out and stuff. Okay, so when you take any amount of damage, you reduce your current luck by that amount. If you're reduced to 0, your luck has run out. When your luck has run out, you're vulnerable to taking actual physical damage. Each time you're hit by an attack, you can physically only suffer 1 wound. Okay. Okay, or a bump on the head. Sorry, I'm just like.
It's fine. I'm just
Refreshing on
watching
the
Harry's
rules.
hair. It's so beautiful.
maybe it's Barry, maybe it's Maybelline, maybe it's Don Tarifo.
Hey.
I'm sorry that Donny,
Sorry, this
Donny
is
just
me
stood up.
where I'm having to revise the rules.
You know,
'cause
Donny's
I've
he's a proud man.
100% sold on what.
He
That's
wouldn't
fair
like
enough.
his, wouldn't like his penis on show.
That's right. Are you still sitting in the
No, I'm,
casket?
I'm standing
Okay.
up.
You're standing up.
I'm standing up.
So,
you know, dick on
what
hand.
happens is
You guys are just naked.
Yeah.
fling this rose, and she kind of just catches it, and she slams off backwards, but she was so close to the wall from where Vlad threw her, she kind of bashes her head really badly against the stone, and you can see that it kind of stuns her a little bit, and she's a little bit woozy on her feet.
Right. That's good.
So that's what you do. You two can still act, because you use your
Okay.
lightning reflexes.
Can I go first?
Yeah,
Like-
go for it.
Well, you
I'm
can
gonna-
always boost there.
I'm gonna do inspire, and I can give any member of my crew any amount of luck. That character must be able to hear you as you inspire them.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be like, hey Vlad, you're doing a fabulous job. Beat the shit out of her, Vlad. Fucking get her. Hey, beat her up. Hey, come on, Vlad. And I'm gonna I'll give you 15 luck back, dude.
So you get 15 luck, and you take
Nice.
15.
Yeah.
Good job, boss.
I'm
Nice
just
use
keeping
of the-
my boys going. Keeping them
Thanks,
going.
boss.
Okay,
So Vlad,
I'm gonna like bang
so
her.
you want to try and knock her
You're
out
gonna
now.
bang
her
her.
head against
Kind of
the,
banger.
uh,
It's
against the
crazy.
wall.
Let's get role play.
54. So
Okay.
it's a success.
I'd say that's enough. At this point, you basically just grab her head. Or in fact, how do you want to do it? You describe how you knock her
slam her. Like, she's burning me, so it's pretty messy. But I just start banging her.
I
head
just told
against
you
the
how
wall.
great you look, and you're like,
Eventually, you're not sure how much permanent damage you've done, but yeah, she just she blacks out. Like repeated kind of bashes against the
Hey,
thing.
Jesus Christ,
She
don't
just
kill
collapses
her.
to the ground.
We're trying to make lasagna here. We want her intact. Come on.
So that's you guys are out of that scene, but at this point you look over and you can see that the 3 coffins you came in have kind of been stacked against the wall, obviously just propped up. All of your gear's there. You do now realise that all 3 of you are naked.
Well, no, I
kind of
got one hand on my.
You got one
Don
hand
is
on the
very
Hi,
aware.
gentlemen.
Don is very aware that Tarifo's on show.
But all of your other gear is just in the corner, and you can quickly kind of get back into your gear.
Hey.
And stuff.
Yeah, just
I'm glancing
awkwardly
along,
in the
looks at
corner
Vlad
getting
as he's-
dressed.
I take my time. I take a long time.
It's like,
Kind
Yeah,
of,
I'm admiring Vlad. I'm mirroring him. I'm like, hey, what
everybody
a
is.
Can't help
what a
but take
beautiful
a
specimen.
sneaky little peek.
Cool.
the Don Trifo's real sausage.
hey, no one ever
Bad
sees it.
sausage.
Okay, so yeah, you guys now have Yvonne unconscious.
Can we?
Is there,
Okay.
is there some rope in here?
Is there,
to tie her up?
Yeah, go for it.
You
Go.
don't see any rope. No, there's manacles, like literally like iron chains.
And is there anything we can gag her? Like anything we can?
Oh, there's
bag?
Hey, don't worry. I
She's
got
wearing-
back covered with
She's
Donny
kind of,
Tarifo.
so she's wearing like,
I'm
a long like,
nude.
apron, like with almost like scholarly garb, but she has like this thick apron. You could easily cut off rags of that and just gag her with it.
It's
Yeah.
good precaution.
Yeah.
Maybe even like blind, like cover her eyes as well.
cover her whole head
Okay.
with stuff.
Can I go over and see the person in jail cell
Yeah. So as you look over,
and see if I can find the keys and whatever on my way?
you don't see any keys here.
Okay.
Yvonne doesn't have any on her. The woman is unconscious, but you can see that like she's clearly like there are cuts along her arms where they've been and stitches where they've been stitched back together. Her hair's been shaved off as well, and it looks like incisions have been made.
I'll
on her
take out one of Donny Tarifos, one of the many that I've
At
bought.
the moment, she's unconscious, just like lying on the stone
I'm going to try and
floor.
like slap her with it through the bars and like wake her up. See if like there's a pungent smell of
Okay.
spiced meat. See
Slightly
if I can get her
slimy.
awake.
So as you do that, you kind of slap her a little bit, and
Slapping
then
her
she
with my
kind
Tarifo. No,
she
it's
like-
not sexual.
her eyes blink open, and it takes a while, and she's like, no. She looks over,
Like, hey, yeah, come to. You're alright, kid.
and
Come
then
on.
as she kind of like comes to, she looks around, and then she skitters back
Hey,
against the wall.
hey,
and she's
no,
like,
there's
no,
nobody-
no, go away.
No, it's
no,
fine. Hey,
don't
shh,
hurt me.
shh,
Don't hurt me.
Hey, don't worry about it. Hey, stay very calm. Don't worry, we're here to get you out of here. Don't worry, we're gonna. See that woman? And I gesture to Yvonne, and I'm like,
And she's just like, ah, and there's like blood all over the wall.
I'm like, don't worry, you're not gonna get hurt anymore. Hey, eat this. You look weak.
Okay, give me a convince somebody, but you can have boon dice.
Hey, is that one?
Yep,
8.
D8.
Cool, I succeed.
And you get a boon as well.
get a boon.
Do you want 10 luck back, or
Yeah,
would
I
you
need
like to give
that.
somebody a boon?
I'd love that. That'd be great.
Yep,
That's
sure, you can have 10
yeah.
luck back.
Yeah, you.
She's just like, who are you? Oh,
Hey,
how did you get in here?
Hey, the name Donny Tarifo. We're here to. It's a long story. Just trust me. We'll free you. Don't worry. Just stay quiet and stay
You've got to
safe.
get me out. They've been doing all sorts of horrible things to me.
Don't worry.
Please.
You're safe now. You're safe now.
Thank you. And she like comes over and she like holds your hand and she's like
she
looking
take
at you
the
like
Tarifo and eat
she
it?
does. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's like,
nice.
and she devours it. Like she's like, "Ah,
Hey, Jesus, this is fine stuff. Take it slow. Enjoy it.
thank you.
If you ever want more, we've got multiple delis all around the market system, and I do like a small like sales speech. I'm like,
She's just like nods like,
Nice,
okay.
nice.
I'm like, there you go.
Are you gonna
You're
get
always
me out
welcome.
now?
Yeah, well, we'll find a way. We need to find the keys. Do you know who has them?
Krinhauser. He has the key.
Okay.
He's got the key to get me out.
Can you give us any information? Do you know how many guards rotate around the building? How many have you seen?
She like looks wide-eyed. She's like, I've only seen one. Yvonne, and she points at the woman. She comes down.
She ain't no problem anymore. We got her dealt with.
One guard comes down every now and then to check on her.
Hey, yeah.
That's the only one
Hey,
I've
which
seen.
one? The big boy. Big boy.
Yes,
Yeah, the big boy, yeah.
the big man.
Yeah. We'll
He
deal.
comes
We'll deal with him. Don't you worry. We'll be back for you. You'll be all right.
You feel please come back.
We'll be all right. I'll get her some water and pass it through the chains
And
as
she's
well.
like, she like
Make
drowns
sure
it and
she's all
things
right.
like that.
But just stay
Nice.
quiet. And if you see anybody or there isn't us, don't say about it. Come on, stay good.
Okay.
All right, fuck
She
it.
like kind of like hunkers back down, and you can see her kind of clutching her knees, rocking back and forwards
Oh,
a little
you're
bit.
crazy. All right.
Okay. Where do you guys want to go from here? So you can see this kind of stone staircase at the end of a corridor leading up, and at the back of what appears to be a rough wooden door.
Okay. Well, first of all, could we see the poison gas barrels?
They are none down here. At the moment, all you can see is kind of almost like a rack of tools. You can see a collection of books, like a small desk with a collection of weird-looking tomes, and that's pretty much all you can see.
Are there any vials of stuff down here?
So,
Is there a small collection of stuff?
has anybody got something like...
It's like a search. It's not like
well, it's like, have a look and see on your skills. See if there's anything you think would apply. Like, search the area or case the joint or something like that.
I've got case the joint.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah,
That's like rooting around.
Case the joint. I've never heard of that phrase before.
It's like a basically
Hey,
like
case the joint.
it's like you could use it like if you went to a building to like see what the exits were, but you can also use it to like find valuable stuff.
Oh, okay.
So
Sweet.
yeah, give me a case the joint roll, and
Sweet.
because you've got the diagrams, you can do it with 2 d8 boon dice.
Nice. They're both
Nice,
D8s, aren't
la. Do it.
they?
So that's a 96.
Aye.
No, 80%.
Okay, so you could choose to push your luck, but you'd have to spend 20 to succeed.
Does anybody else have anything
Should
similar?
we can both just do it on anything else, can't we?
You can just
We
do it
could,
on
should
anything
we both
else.
just make
Yeah.
a little check as well as we all have a
Okay, so
quick
so
rummage?
Lilac, you're searching around. You can't really find anything.
Still a bit flustered from seeing
Yeah,
everybody's-
you're still kind of half getting dressed, like adjusting. all your equipment and stuff.
Donny's Trevifos, you know, it
75.
leaves an imprint on your mind.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nothing here.
Hey, Donny will have a look. Fuck it, hey, who cares?
Hey.
Hey, Donny found something.
The 2 of them are kind of searching around, and they're kind of focusing on the tool area, where
just
there
getting
were a number of syringes and scales. But you actually think, well, hang on a minute. If she was getting ready to do something, maybe she has something on her, and you start rifling through
Oh, I
Yvonne's
do
stuff.
pick her pockets.
Yeah, there you go. You go start going through her stuff, and you find 2 vials, which look like they can take a syringe each, which matches the symbols that little Dick gave.
And also look through the tools, kind of like, hey, we found something. You got any syringes in those tools?
Yeah, there's syringes, but the vials themselves, there's enough dose for.
perfect.
There's 2 doses basically
Okay.
on
Okay.
her.
And they look like they are
They are sedatives.
cool. We'll give those. Hey, Lilac, take these. I'm sure you know you can put them to good use. You little,
Thanks,
you
Mr.
little minx.
Chorizo.
Hey,
Yay. Oh.
Oh, but
finest Chorifo in the land.
Sorry.
Come on.
Okay, so yeah, you guys have found those, and currently you can hear movement just coming up from behind this door. Almost sounds like somebody walking up and down.
Okay, we
Oh,
gonna.
snap.
Hey, we going upstairs? We all ready?
Is it worth me doing like a sneak around and then making sure this person's in a prime position for us to pounce
Sure.
on him?
You lead the way.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah.
Should we put the woman in a coffin and nail it up? The knocked out.
Hey, it sounds
In case she
fucking
wakes up.
hilarious.
No,
Let's
that's
do
gonna-
it.
I don't know, do we know how strong
what we
the
do with
service
the knocked out woman?
Is she currently restrained or not?
She was bound and gagged, and I'm assuming you put like manacles on her or something like that
Yeah.
and found. It was a pretty bad blow that Vladimir did, like a proper sort of like bonk. Like she's probably going to take a while to come to. You've probably got at least an hour or
Okay.
so.
I'm just thinking, will that make it more difficult for us to drag her out when we need to get her
Yeah,
out?
actually, yeah, let's just leave her. We're all good.
Okay.
We're all good.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
going to say the other thing you could probably do is when you get out, you could probably tell the grave robbers that she's in one of the coffins
Yeah, yeah.
downstairs,
Yeah.
and then they could come in and get her. But they'd have to pretend that might not work if the City Watch arrive and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the City Watch might take
Yeah, I
them
think
away.
we'll
and
just
things like
we'll
that.
do it ourselves.
Okay, sweet. So,
Sweet.
so you make your way up Lilac. The 2 of you are currently in the stone corridor watching. Lilac makes her way up to the stone corridor, and you actually open under the stairs in the hallway on the 1st floor.
Okay.
And give me a sneak around check.
Cool, is that the right dice?
Nope,
it's a D8.
it's the other
10.
one. So yep,
What's the
that one. That's
difference?
that's a D8. So that's
Oh, I
what you
see.
use for the
My
goodness
bad.
and stuff.
It's all the
Now you've
speeds.
got 1 influence, don't forget. So if you ever want to really succeed on a roll, you can spend
The
that
thing
1
is, this
influence.
is 90% the sneak
Oh yeah, no,
around.
I'm just
so-
saying for other stuff. I'm just as a general
Unless
reminder.
I'm really unlucky.
No, as a general reminder, and you can always push your luck and stuff as well. 5.
5, nice.
Wow, it's
Aced
really good.
it.
You just kind of blend in with the shadows. You peek this door open, and yeah, it looks like there's a secret compartment under the stairs that leads into this cellar. You kind of slide it open, pull out, and you hear one of the guard basically making his way upstairs.
Right.
You sneak around. Whereabouts do you want to head? Do you want to check the lobby? Do you want to go upstairs following this guard? What would you like to do? You will also notice there is a door here, which I forgot to draw on again, which leads into a toilet.
Ideally, follow the guard, really.
Okay.
We need to take him out.
Okay, so you follow the guard.
You've got the sedatives, haven't you?
Where's the other?
Oh, I do, of course I do,
just go
yeah.
Isn't that the other map there? So just hide that, because you. Yeah. So
So
you
this
guys.
one?
So the guard makes his way upstairs, and it looks like he's doing a patrol. So this
Okay.
guard is, you can kind of hear like heavy footsteps, like thump thump thump, just making his way and walking down this corridor here.
Okay.
You kind of peer up. As he turns around, though, he starts making his way back.
Right, I'm here.
Yep,
right?
you're currently peeking around this corner. You can
So-
see these doors are the kind of grey wood doors that Don Chorizo described that
Yeah.
are locked, that you've never seen into.
So I'm just going to wait for him to literally walk back and turn around.
Okay.
Can I do that?
So, yeah, you can do that. As
So-
as you're waiting here, he gets to here. It looks like he's going to head downstairs. What do you do?
Shit. Oh, this is like those terrible parts in Assassin's Creed which just freak me out.
What do you do?
Is there like a beam like I can climb up to?
Okay, yep. So, give
Yeah?
me, have you got like a
Oh, yeah,
climb?
I've got
Quite a big
my
room,
jump
isn't it?
and
Yep, perfect.
my
Jump and
climb,
tumble.
jump and tumble, which is 80%.
Okay, make a check with that. Because it's quite quick, add 1 challenge die. Because the beams here, they're quite high up. You're going to have to literally like use bare wall to like kind of do like pushing
Parkour
yourself up.
up,
Yeah,
yeah.
basically.
Cool.
So add a challenge
Parkour
die.
Nice. Is that the right ones? Yes.
Have you got the blue ones? Add the blue d10.
Come on. Oh, what's wrong with me?
And a
Can you
boon
push
there
it?
as well.
Can you push it to get?
Yeah, I'm going to do it
So
because otherwise
what's your skill on it?
screwed.
85?
80.
80. So
80.
you're going to need to boost this by 20 luck.
Hey,
got-
Shit,
it's
yeah,
worth-
I'm going to do it.
It's
Yeah.
worth doing
Okay.
it. Yeah.
So,
like a pencil.
It's cool, I got it, man.
and then you're going to need to roll those 2 as well,
It's going to
please.
go down to 60 out of 100 luck.
That's fine. I can bump you up and stuff.
You get
got
me.
it. I'll tell
Sausage
you.
roll
man's
those
got
2
me.
d10s as well, please.
Hey, I'll give you a tarifo. Don't worry.
Just
So
roll
just
those.
roll
Just roll
those
those
two?
2. Yep.
8? Is that 80?
8 and a 0. So both of those are thingies, and you had a 5 from the last one. Okay.
Don't
Major
say okay like
complication.
that.
Oh,
I just don't like that
like
you've got
it.
tons of those red tokens that spook me out because we haven't seen what they do
Oh
yet.
shit, yeah, I didn't even notice.
was it at 20? There's a plot twist.
Oh crap! Is that's what he's going for it?
What's the
Right.
plot twist?
Okay.
Aliens!
This will be fun. So I'm going to spend 4 of these to do something that you guys don't know about yet.
You...
The other one,
Mother.
so because of those 3 threat you just generated, now I could do 30 points of luck damage, I could give myself a load more heat, but instead I can just, for free, introduce a major complication. As you scurry up and you manage to hide yourself, you kind of push yourself up against like this tall, because these are high ceilings in this part of the
Oh, yeah,
2
of
floors.
course, yeah.
You kind of scurry up and you hang on to like the side of the roof, and this guard just passes harmlessly down below you, and you can see him just like bum, 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 and then you hear bum, 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 and the 2 of you who are nearer the front door, you hear a smash. City Watch, open up! We've got a warrant to search this premises, and you basically hear what sounds like 6 men enter into the lobby, and they start arguing with a bunch of the guards in there. We've got a warrant to search this property for stolen goods, blah, 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 and you can hear them like talking in this lobby over here, basically. What would you like to do?
Vladimir. Yeah.
I mean,
So you're currently above
can
this
we
guard
just
who's
kind
like
of
walked
watch
down.
and see them like fight each other out?
I think it's a prime distraction. We've got to.
What I would
Yeah,
say
mate.
is,
I don't have enough
what you guys
senses.
would know, if the City Watch find any evidence of sorcery or that he's been experimenting on stuff, they're probably going to trash the place, which means they
Okay.
might trash the cure that you're looking
Oh,
for.
right, okay.
Yeah, we need to.
But
get
it
up
also
there.
means they could do your job for you in one sense.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So the guard, boom, 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 comes down here, and as he hears this debacle, he actually kind of
Goes in
he
the
panics.
door.
He doesn't. He actually starts heading back upstairs.
Oh, shit.
And you
Get a
can
drop on him.
Yeah, so he basically starts going back up into this 2nd floor corridor.
Where are me and...
You guys
Yeah,
are
so
currently
you're down
underneath
here.
the stairs.
Underneath
You're like
the stairs.
listening from
Hey,
the
Vladimir.
secret
So he's
corridor.
coming back.
Let's get him.
Let's go get this
the
guy.
fool.
Yeah, or
We
you
got,
guys
we
going
got,
to
we
go
got a
for
time limit. Let's move.
Let's go.
Okay, so you run up behind him from the stairs,
Yep.
and then you're just going to try and inject him, or are you just going to knock him out?
Well, we don't have any of the
'cause
sedatives, so
light
I think
cast
I'm
them.
just going to tackle
I
him.
mean, I can throw it to them down the stairs, surely.
I mean,
Maybe?
you're above
I mean-
the guard as well, like, yeah. Like
You could just
like-
drop down on him,
You can just
yeah,
drop
that's
on
what I
him
was
and just try and
thinking.
stab
him.
him.
Should I just do that?
Yeah,
stab the
go for
boy
it.
up.
What would that be?
So give me a stab.
So you see
stab
us kind of
Stab
run round
someone,
the staircase.
8%.
Go. You got it. You got it. You got
It's all learning
it. You
these
got
dice.
it.
What is wrong
You are
with
really good at rolling high, Nina.
God.
Really good at rolling
Why am I not on high rollers?
Oh my god.
Shit.
So,
Okay.
You can push your luck if you'd like to.
Oh, fuck, I'm down 60% already.
It's important.
Can you guys quickly just fucking
Can I run over
like
there? I want to grab the
grabbing
vial.
back down the stairs?
Okay, I'd say that like as you drop down, you kind of lose a bit of your footing and you stumble down the stairs a little bit.
Yeah.
In time to recover, you're probably not going to be able to get the vial off her, but you can definitely just try and punch this
beat the
guy.
I'm just going to go and punch the guy.
Sure.
You got it, bloody.
Bam. 74. So that's a pass.
Nice.
Oh, that Sea-Watch is complicated shit so much.
Right, so you run up and just BAM! Out cold. Just lands to the ground.
Yeah, you're a fucking
You
brute,
hear a
Vladimir.
loud
My hero.
thump.
Oh.
What was that noise? And you
Oh,
can
fuck
hear like
yeah.
the watch and stuff like that. They're like, you can't come in here, and you can start to hear the sounds of a fight breaking out.
Okay.
We just got to move.
We just got to go in there. So we're what here now?
So you guys, make your way up here. You've got an unconscious guard with you, like kind of lying on these stairs. Let's
So you
put
just
like
kick him down the stairs.
use one
We
of
don't
those.
need him.
I
you've got an
drag.
unconscious guard there.
I drag this guy with me as
Okay.
I go into this room.
Right, so as you go up into that room, you actually, so one of the things I'll point out is when you've found the syringes, you found a key on Yvonne, and you find that the door is locked, but trying the key, it opens up. And this actually reveals a laboratory, like a workroom. You can see a desk and bookshelves and all that kind of thing in there. Searching around, it appears there's not really laboratory equipment, it's mainly kind of like an office. Like, looks like maybe somewhere she did research and things like that in, like just like as a kind of
So there's no chemicals anywhere?
Not in this one, no.
Okay.
Cool.
But you can easily just pop the body in there and then shut the door.
I want to grab something.
Whoops.
You go grab the tissues.
I'm so good at putting the lid on this thing, but not this time.
You got it, Steve? You good?
Thanks,
Oh,
Steve.
cheers,
Yeah,
man.
nice one.
So you've done that, and you can start to hear this
Thankfully,
rumbling.
it's
Small
not
pool.
on anything important.
What would you guys like to do now? Yeah, there's 2 more doors down this corridor.
Okay.
So wait, what do we find? We got distracted. Do we find anything of note in there or not?
Nothing of note in here, unfortunately, no.
Fuck. Quickly, I'm like, hey, is there any way we should we try and like barricade the staircase or stop them from getting up the stairs? We need to buy ourselves a bit more time.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
How would you like to buy yourself some time?
Like, should we start some kind of
there's bookshelves and things in here.
There's shelves and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
literally.
just fucking
Yeah.
I would say
we're going to have to find some kind of other exit.
Vlad is strong enough that you can just
Yeah.
and you just throw these kind of barricades in here.
Yeah.
It's when you start doing that, like as you're kind of getting all this ready, you basically hear
That smell of
the
sake.
downstairs.
It's amazing
The
smell,
sake
isn't it?
sounds so
Okay.
The downstairs door you basically hear get broken down, and the sound of like 5, 6 heavy boots, city watch boots. You guys know the sound of these very well. And they basically are like, sir, the barricade, some of the stairs have been blocked off. Get moving, come on, let's get those out of the way. And like you can basically hear them kind of like all stomping
I'm
around.
just dragging more and more stuff.
Can I try and get into this next door then with the key?
Okay, as you go to do that, the door opens, and out from it is a masked man. He looks quite lithe. You can see knives on his belts, and he is holding what appears to be a kind of wooden container, like completely encased with gold and silver inlays. And you can see him holding it, and on his face is a tattoo that marks him as the Blooded. This kind of rival crime faction.
I know.
Yeah, and
those
you
boys.
spot him instantly. This is the Mantis. He's a renowned thief that goes in and steals things. And you can see him holding this case, and he kind of bursts out at the wrong moment, kind of takes a moment, pulls out a hand crossbow, and shoots the Don.
Hey, that ain't fair. Come on.
Can I do like an interception?
Can you do that?
I mean,
I don't think
would
you
that
want to.
count?
Let me take it.
What would you like to do?
Well, could I maybe? So what does he throw?
He's
Or-
pulled
or-
out like a crossbow.
Fine, guys.
crossbow.
I'm just
Could I
armored
use
with
one of my
Chorizo all
daggers
up and
to
down.
like hit the arrow?
You can try. So give me a shoot someone
Shoot someone 80%.
with 3 challenge dice.
Oh,
Fuck.
no, don't do it. I'll take it. Just let me
No,
get hit.
Nina said
Okay,
that she
fuck
wanted
it.
to do
Go for it.
it.
Go for it.
So give me that roll.
Oh god.
Give me that roll.
I'd do anything for Mr. Chorizo.
Your D100,
Mr.
there's a D100
Teddy for
kind of
no.
trapped under there. Or there's this one.
Where's my? Oh, sorry.
That's right. And then,
Yes.
yes,
D10.
that'll do it. And then you're going to need 3 D10s of different...
No, that's.
Yeah, you can use those.
Yeah,
You can use
That's
those.
not a D10.
They count. They're the same
They
thing.
count as
Okay.
it.
You need another one,
One
as well.
more.
Yeah, there we go.
Cheers.
Because this is incredibly difficult, like trying to
Give
knock
me
a
good
bolt
vibes,
out of the air.
audience.
Please
Please.
don't roll another 90.
No. Oh,
26.
Oh.
No.
10.
got a 10.
10,
Straight
and it was
10.
that one. It was just a straight 10. And
Thanks,
then,
guys.
but you
Nice.
do
Good.
generate 2 difficulties. This rose kind of flies out, and the bolt is
I'm
just
like, hey!
"Pring," and just knocks, and it hits into one of these bricked up windows. The mantis is like, and you
Is he taking action? Can I take an action?
what I was going to say is,
I'll
as
say, can I
part of
charge
that,
him?
like you're kind of distracted, like the 2 boons. You're kind of distracted by this bolt, like it was going for your
Yeah.
face, and like you just see this rose kind of like knock it out the way.
Hey, holy shit.
He takes that
The
moment.
Don lives another day.
He takes that moment and goes through the door that leads up to the living quarters. Like it looks like he's
Okay.
making a run for it.
Okay.
And he basically just ahead of you manages to get away.
Can I make? Is it safe to assume that what he was seen to be carrying looked like what we were after?
I will say you don't even need to make a check. You're almost certain.
Almost
it
certain
was.
of that.
Like
Okay.
it was in a sealed container. He was holding it like it seemed to have like some sort of like velvet padding and stuff. Like he was holding it very carefully. And as he runs up, you can see him clutching it quite delicately.
So he doesn't want to
just
shake
runs
it.
up.
Shit.
Okay.
And
I've
you
got
hear-
to run like hell.
I would say everybody make me a run like hell check. So there's
That's
some
my.
for you,
That's an anything for
there's
me.
some for Nina. No, you
Oh,
want
thanks,
those?
man.
I get. What did I get? I got 98. Yeah, I don't.
Oh,
I don't.
shit.
I don't.
No, I got
succeed.
a 59.
59.
I
What's
also-
your run
I-
like
No,
hell?
I don't have it. It's
You don't
just
have
Oh,
it,
you
so
don't
there's
have
nothing
it.
else. So, 32.
32, I
got
do
it.
it.
Right,
yeah.
so the 2 of you are pretty slow.
I'm like, hey, come on, let's go.
Vlad, you're used to punching people.
Yeah.
Cardio's not really your
Not
thing. Don, you're
I've
just
been
like,
eating so much meat today.
yeah,
it's
you're
not
pretty
helping.
poor. But Lilac, you actually kind of hop up on the wall over
Yeah.
these 2 and just book it straight
As
ahead.
we're kind of like broad men, just trying to like push down. Just kind of, hey, come on, hey, let's get it, bloody, hey,
Where's
hey.
the top floor?
Munching sausage.
I'm like, you're like a cigar and I'm just eating a sausage. You're like, hey.
It's a little bit moist.
It's a bit moist. So you book it up, and you basically reach. He's opening the door into what's Krenhauser's living quarters.
Right.
And he's opening the door into that. As you catch up on him, what would you like to do? He's holding the canister in one hand, and he's got a hand crossbow in the other, and he's about to
Can I,
use his
like,
elbow to open the
Stick
door.
my foot out to trip him, maybe? Is
Okay.
that worth a shot?
Okay, do that. So
Because if it's in his hand, he's gonna like fall like that, right? Like,
Oh, God. I'm so
have a
worried.
look at your skills. What have you got? So like something that like strikes someone.
Climb, jump, tumble. I don't think that counts actually.
You got like just like
You got, like, a-
rule.
brawl with someone.
Brawl with
No.
someone is perfect.
Brawl with someone. Okay.
So
Yosh.
D100 roll.
55. Oh, what's brawl?
got it?
No, oh, 80%. Yeah.
80%. So you just kind of stick your leg out, and he kind of goes to open the door, but kind of gets caught up in your leg and everything else.
Motherfucker.
I'm actually going to take away some of his luck for that.
Damn straight.
boy.
Don't mess with Lilac. Don't mess with the mama Lilac. Going a bit American.
So it was
I don't know.
55 you did, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you kind of just knock it over, and you kind of also shove him a little bit, and it kind of like knocks him off his step.
Motherfucker,
He
don't run away
desperately
from me.
tries to keep this thing steady,
Yeah.
and you can see there's a moment where he almost drops it, but he manages to just
Yeah.
about recover. I'm going to say you'll get there in a second, but you're not quite there because you're kind of running behind. Instead, he drops his crossbow and just elbows you in the face. Just bam!
Oh,
What a bastard. He's not hit a woman.
motherfucker.
So that is going to be 35. You're going to take 20 luck as this
Shit.
thing just bam into your nose, and you kind of blood starts spurting out of it.
Hey,
feel
you
something
don't hit a
crunch.
fucking woman. Come on.
So I'm down to 40.
Hit who I want.
Oh my
Like,
God.
and he basically manages to
holy
like
shit,
get
I
the
forgot
door
you were
open.
Mexican. Holy
He gets the door open and sort of half stumbles through.
Okay.
The 2 of you basically rush up, and now the 3 of you kind of spill out into this living area. Krenhauser and Ulrich kind of stand up in a sudden sort of like...
Oh shit, so they're in the room.
They're in the room, and you can now hear from the sounds down in the corridor, it sounds like the City Watch have pulled this bookcase and are making their way through the corridor, but they are stopping to check the laboratory. You think that maybe you've got a few, like 30 seconds before like some of them kind of get to where you guys are. Krenhauser's like, what is the meaning of this?
Hey, Ulrich, stop him.
And like almost like demand or ask for Ulrich to stop the man.
Sure. What,
pointing to him.
Give me a skill. What do
Can
you
I
think
do
is a skill check?
convince someone?
Absolutely, you can.
Seeing as I assume
Give me just add 2 challenge die, but he knows you, so actually add a
Yeah.
boon as well. So and then yeah, perfect.
red to my roll.
Oh, so you got a boon off. So
Cool.
that is
I
a
got red.
70.
Yep, that's cool. I pass.
70, and then you got 1 bad and 1 good. Would you like to recover some luck, or you can give a bonus to somebody else, I believe?
Sure, I'm going to give a bonus to Vlad because we're about to get brawling.
Okay, so Vlad.
Actually, I'll give a bonus to Ulrich.
Okay,
Oh,
sure, yeah, all right.
snaps,
He kind of like snaps to, and Krenhauser's like, my canister! And like, basically Ulrich just runs up forward and goes to like properly deck one of them. So he is British Lieutenant. Okay, but he does have...
Here's a boon.
Dice. Okay, which he does. He just about manages to succeed and knocks this guy for another, not a super bad hit, but it kind of like unsteadies him, and you watch as the mantis kind of stumbles back. This time, but Ulrich manages to get a hand on the canister. He kind of like lamps him one and then grabs the canister, and you can see he's now trying to pry it out of his hands. But the two of them, like the Krenhauser looks, he's like, "Don't you for it? What?
We
What?
came as quick as we could. We were here to stop the mantis from stealing the whatever the fuck that is. Don't worry, we got you covered. Boys, get him.
Okay, right. So you get to go before anything
quick
else.
talk, yeah.
What would you like to do
Yes.
with your lightning reflexes?
I'm gonna run up to the mantis and I'm gonna stab him in the back.
Cool, holy
There you
shit.
go.
Perfect.
Really gonna kill the man.
You get an advantage
Poetic.
because Ulrich currently has him as well.
No. So I hit for 35, but I do an extra 30 bonus to damage.
Whoa! So you do
Brush,
65.
yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
This like you kidney punch this guy. Whoa! Like you like vomit comes up a little bit like blah! As he's just like whoa, as he struggles. The canister, he loses his grip, and Ulrich kind of gets a full kind of grip on the canister and pulls it away now. And yeah, the mantis just kind of stumbles back like, oh fuck, and he's just kind of stumbling around. But that was a successful attack. What's your flurry of attacks?
That's only a squad. I
Oh,
guess
squad
a
of minions. Yeah, no, unfortunately, these guys are major villains, or the mantises anyway. Yeah, so that's your go. So now, in terms of the mantis, basically like seeing that he's at odds, he kind of just like basically tries to run like hell, and you can see he runs for one of the windows that is not bricked up.
Oh, snap.
However, he kind of stumbles, and Ulrich, like the fact that he's kind of caught up with Ulrich, he basically doesn't manage to get away. He kind of scrambles, but he loses a lot of his momentum and kind of stumbles onto the ground for a little bit.
Hey,
onto the
Lilac,
floorboards.
finish him. Come on.
Mother.
As you kind of say
Right.
that, Ulrich, kind of not knowing what to do, kind of just like secures himself and braces himself, not quite sure what's going on.
Can I quickly say something? Am I allowed to?
No, not yet, because it's not your turn. No, this is the point where we're kind of in turn.
Got to get convincing on.
Yeah. Friendship.
We can sell them. I'm scared.
Okay.
Yeah, we got this.
Krenhauser will basically, he kind of like just start, he goes like, Guards! Guards! We need help! Somebody's trying to steal my work! Guards! And he's just calling out.
Oh.
And
that's not gonna
you
help.
can basically hear, the sounds of
Not going
something.
to help with Don's master plan.
So now each of you get to take a go.
Can I quickly go?
Yeah, go for it.
Hey, Ulrich, you need to go and help your boys downstairs. The city watch, they're storming the building. They're being beaten up. We'll protect you and your man and deal with this mantis. You got to go and do it, Ulrich.
Okay, give me a convince somebody. This one, with pretty much all the same roll, basically, yeah. So with the 2 challenge dice again.
And a boon.
So that is an 89.
Cool. I fail that. I'm going to push.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can absolutely. How
for
much do
sure.
you need to push by?
Just 10. So
Just
I'm
10?
gonna push by
Perfect.
Cool. Yep. So I succeed.
So roll another d10 for me, though, because you need to add a challenge die whenever you push your luck.
3.
So we've got 1.
Jesus Christ.
That's it, just the 1 bad boon, and that's it. Right, so he's like, he looks over, Krenhauser's just like, City, what? Yes, go and deal with them. Give Don Julio the flask, and he like hands you this flask.
Hey, what even is this?
And Ulrich just starts making
Get
his
in
way
there.
downstairs. And you can now hear that, like, and Krenhauser's like, they're destroying my laboratory, and you can hear like bang, bang, like just like things being ripped apart and stuff like that. And that's what you do. What would you two like to
Hey,
do?
it all works out for Donny.
What's the mantis currently doing?
The mantis is kind of like he's scrambled onto the floor, but he's going for the window, basically.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna run over there and grab him.
Okay.
Fucking finish him.
Did he slap the vial?
Bless you. Bless up.
Wait, no.
Ulrich got hold of it because
Ulrich,
the mantis,
sorry,
and
yeah.
then he's given
Don-
it to Don.
Donnie's
he
talked
thinks he
it
can
through.
trust.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems legit though.
What'd you get?
Yeah, +2, so success.
Right, at this point, you knock the mantis so badly you hear his jaw snap. And
Hey.
just like, he basically is like reeling. He's out of luck and he has taken a wound. So it means that he has like extra bonus penalties and stuff.
I more want to pin. I don't really want to hit.
Oh,
I wanna
okay.
pin him down. I want to hold him.
Sure.
Like,
Okay. In that
straight.
case, yeah. He, you just basically like grab him and like lock your arms in a bear hug around him and just drag him with you, like pick him up off the ground, like physically like lifting him. He's like, he can't get away. So that's what you do. Lilac, what would you like to
Okay,
do?
so Crinhouse is in the room, right?
Yeah, and he's just like shrieking. He's like, what is going on? What madness?
I'm going to kill that motherfucker.
Hey.
I'm going to
So you just walk up to him and
stab
stab
him
him.
with my rose.
So you
yeah.
just walk up, offer him a flower, and then.
Oh,
Okay.
I've been drinking a bit too
So
much. Sorry.
at this point, I will say
we'll
just
put
a
that
flat
there.
roll,
There you
Just
go.
a flat roll.
and
I'm
you
just
are
cheering- just
you are
cheering-
stab somebody
cheering stuff.
90%, I believe, or 80%. 80%.
80%.
Okay.
Come on, don't roll
you got
good.
it.
Don't roll good.
You can just spend your stuffs.
21.
Now, Krenhaus is what we call a dramatic villain in this, which means
Okay.
that he has, again, like mental attacks. So if you were trying to convince him, you actually have to wear him down.
Yeah.
Physical attacks, he crumbles. Thunk! This rose just into his brain. The steel stem by alchemical
Jesus
just
Christ, Lilac,
penetrates
you're a
into his
fucking
head.
monster. Fucking
Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with my friends.
And then he just collapses to the ground. The
Oh my
mantis
God.
kind of like eyes go wide.
Hey, you mantis boy, what are you fucking doing? Can we talk? Are we out vaguely out of initiative?
No, not quite, because the city watch are still downstairs and you can hear them like
Okay.
smashing the place apart. I would say the mantis at this point can't really do anything. He's been grabbed by Vladimir. Vladimir is way stronger than he is. He's kind of more nimble and quick. You can't move, but we're still kind of like each take a turn.
Quickly, we need to frame this mantis, get to look like he's just fucking killed the dude.
Yeah.
And then
I
we'll
like
get the
your
fuck out of
style.
here.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Okay,
I
how are you
like
going to
it.
do that?
Hey, just start butchering the body and then just kill mantis and put him next to him. Fuck him. Sure, so I'm gonna walk over. I'm gonna take whatever weapons the mantis has on him.
Yep, he's got
Yeah.
like a stiletto and a hand crossbow
Sure,
and
I'm
stuff.
just gonna like.
Stiletto.
I'm just gonna
like a long-bladed knife.
I'm thinking of a shoe.
I know you were thinking of the same.
He's wearing stilettos. He's gonna be fabulous. He's more of a cross-dresser than an assassin. Sure, I'm just gonna literally. It's kind of gruesome. But I'm just gonna like take his blades and just start plunging them into.
Well, you can probably pull like the stem of the rose out and embed a crossbow bolt instead, and then you kind of plant the weapon
up.
to it.
Hey, yeah,
pull his
Vladimir,
knives out.
put our friend over here, and why don't you make it look like good old what's his name? Ulrich's had a fun time on it, you know? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you just snap the neck, like he can't even argue. You just kind of snap the neck, throw him down next to
Hey,
him.
wait, 1 sec. We gotta leave our mark, you know. Gotta leave the piece de resistance. I take out a Tarifo and I just plant it on the desk, and so it always leaves the Donny's mark.
Okay, so at this point, you guys can hear downstairs.
I love you guys.
Ulrich and the City Watch are having a guard, but it sounds like some guards are about to make their way upstairs. What would you like to do?
We need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Windows, can we jump?
Wait.
Look at.
We've completed all the objectives, right? Right? Wait.
Whoa.
So have we got
The
the
lab's been
antidote?
trashed by somebody else.
The lab is being trashed.
That's fine.
You've killed.
We need to double back and get in Yvonne and make sure.
Oh yes.
But it's
okay,
fine.
that's
I
what we're
think
getting.
we can sweet
We'll
talk
go
that
for-
shit.
Yeah, we're going.
But
through
we need to
the
get.
front door.
There's no way we're going past the City Watch.
Yeah.
We've got to go through a window.
So you're gonna go through a window.
Okay,
Can
yeah.
we look out the window Mantis was going for?
Yeah, so basically at the top floor, all of the windows look out onto the city. The ones at the rear on this side on your map, they actually kind of go into a small alleyway behind the building, and you can easily get out into those. You will, however, need to climb your way down.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there,
Where is it?
just without searching, but just on a quick visual look, is there anything that looks like it's going to help us? Like a bed
only-
sheet, a curtain?
Well, there is a
Can we just-
door open into a bedroom, and there are bed sheets in there.
Okay, cool. Can I grab some and just try and make
A makeshift rope.
some kind of makeshift rope just to
Sure.
make it a bit
I'd say
less-
that like you're a criminal. You know how to make a very you're just going to tie it round.
I've done it before, you know.
It's not going to be long enough, but I will say it will help you
It
when
will
you climb.
give an assistance.
So,
to do
like
that.
everybody if you've got anything which is like climb or anything like that, you can use that. For those of you
Yep.
who don't, it's going to be anything else.
Actually-
You are going to have 2 bonus dice because you're rope.
Okay, cool. Am I going to be able to climb with the big thing?
Well, we'll see if you get any. things.
29. So yeah, I do
Fail.
mine easy.
So Lilac, and what order is everyone climbing out in first? Because you probably can't all go out at the same time if you're only using one window.
Shall I go first?
I guess
'Cause
you made the
can't
rope,
do
yeah.
shit. Yeah,
so
I'll go
you
first.
Okay,
for
in
it.
that case, you guys can add some bonus dice. as well.
10,
Oh,
perfect,
okay.
yeah.
10, you're perfect. You get a boon as well.
Kind of
Cool.
slide
I
down
got
my rope.
29. Do I need
29?
some bonus
No,
dice?
at this point, no, you don't.
Nice.
You can roll those two as well.
My
just
rope
to
has
see.
like an uncanny look,
So-
it looks a bit like a long string of sausages.
Okay, so you get
Of
one
course it
boon,
does.
so you regain 10
Nice.
luck,
Little fluffy bits in the end.
and you got a 97, is that right?
Yeah.
So, you can try and push your luck a lot, or you can just see what happens when you fail.
You've got 85.
I mean,
Do
how
it,
much do I
man.
have to push
I'm on
my
40. Jesus.
You can do it.
30. I have to use 40 though.
Oh, okay.
Because you used 40.
Yeah.
Shit,
so
okay.
I think I'll just see what
Just
happens.
take it.
Okay,
I'm just gonna take it.
I also think I've slightly
Take
got the
it.
pushing your luck roll wrong. I think certain specializations can only push their luck on certain things.
Yeah.
I think most of the ones you've done in where you've pushed your luck, I think in genuine
mostly been
has
doing
been
skill
mostly
checks.
like that are
Yeah.
relevant to what you do.
Yeah.
So I think that's fine. So the two of you kind of get out and make your way down. Vlad, you're a big fella. You get out and you start making your way
Quite fit
down.
for the window.
But the bed sheet you just hear and
God.
just you slam down. You're probably going to take, I'd say, 30 luck damage as you basically smack down. You manage to kind of like slow yourself, but as you do, you very clearly like break part of the window. You smash down on the ground. You take a pretty bad blow. And you also basically you hear two city watchmen basically poke their heads around the corner who've clearly been stationed there to keep an eye out, and they kind of look down at you like, who are you? What? And they're just confused for a moment. What does everyone do?
Do I have any bluffing?
They didn't see you climbing down. They've just seen like Vlad on the ground, like bed sheet over
sure
him.
Help me! help
Hey,
me! I
hey,
sleep.
hey, you got any water, my friend? We've just been on a very long night of drinking, and we really appreciate it. He's been quite drunk, and we've just been trying to, we're trying to get him home safe. Come on.
Perfect. Give me a lie to me or something like that.
Convince.
Have you got-
Convince is like the thing that I.
Do you have a-
What is
do you have-
goad?
Goading is like,
Yeah,
like trying
egging
to like
someone
egging
on.
someone on, or
yeah.
trying to get them to attack you. Do you have lie to me specifically?
I don't have. I have gossip with criminals. Convince someone.
Convince
goad,
someone's fair enough then.
Or I have distract someone.
No, convince someone's fine because it's more of a you're
more of a-
convincing them that you've been out on a night drinking. One
Nice.
challenge die.
challenge
I mean,
die.
you're gonna succeed, but okay, you're fine.
Nice.
So they're like, oh, bloody idiots! This is a secured area. We're doing an operation here.
Oh, holy
Where's
shit!
this bed sheet come from? And they throw it to the side. They help
It
Vlad.
was a toga party. Don't ask.
Nice.
It's crazy.
Like, we don't have any water. Go on, get out of here. Go on, clear off. And
Oh,
they kinda just,
you're
like,
appreciated. I take out Chirifo and I give it to him, and just the endless supply of Chirifo from Donny Chirifo just
Okay.
continues.
At this point, I'm going to say you guys can't manage to get back in. The whole building's
yeah.
been locked down by the city
Shit,
guards,
really?
and Yvonne's been left inside. But you do manage to secure the cure, which you've managed to keep. John Chorizo has got. You do manage to kill Krenhauser, and you destroyed the lab. What I'm going to say is, so if this was a campaign, you guys would earn 3 respect for this. However, because you did not complete it for Yvonne, you've fallen out a little bit with the Grave Walkers,
cool.
and instead they're going to ask you to do a job for them, which would then be your next mission. But we don't have time to do that.
Fair enough.
I
We
wish we were
do.
playing a campaign.
This is really cool.
It's really, really
How
This
cool is that game?
amazing. I
It is
love
absolutely
it.
Do you know what I like? What I think is like the best aspect about this game, it's that it takes the segments of a D&D campaign. It
Yeah.
cuts out
The good ones,
it cuts out like the
The good
fluffy
ones.
trying to also for like as a DM, it takes out the kind of fluffy you trying to like guide the party to go and do. It's just like boom, okay, you're just doing
And I think
important
the setting
actions.
of that helps. It's like, here's a very clear job, but it's sandboxy in how you go about
Yeah,
it.
that's
So it's
really
like, okay,
cool.
planning, legwork, this, done.
really good for one shot as well.
Really,
Just-
really good.
Perfect.
So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I certainly
That was
enjoyed
really
running
I
it.
could keep
Fantastic.
going.
Don't forget,
Yeah, I'd love to.
you can check this out on Kickstarter, Dusk City Outlaws. There's
Raise
a
it up
command
a
and
bit.
link in chat. There we go.
There you go.
So you can check that out. It's really, really cool. I backed this at the highest level. I saw the Penny Arcade guys playing this, and I loved it. Rodney's done a fantastic job. Thank you for sending extra stuff to us
Thank you,
as
yeah.
well.
Cheers.
Steve, do we have donations
wow.
or anything like that? Yeah?
We do.
Yep. Sure, we'll read
How
those
many
out.
it's 8 already? What?
If you guys don't mind staying a bit,
Yeah.
I try and
Yeah,
get
no,
we
of
read
course.
donations and stuff. So.
We've got Baron von Angelis. He says, hello, high rollers. My first time donating, although only a little, unfortunately. I spent the last 2 weeks catching up on all the VODs. Finally get to watch it live. I'd love to keep up with your wonderful work. There you go. Thank you very much for donating.
Thank
I'm sorry it's
you.
not high rollers.
Yeah,
but-
sorry.
Well done.
Good job
Oh, wow.
catching up.
It's High Rollers with the Dusk City crew.
With the
We
Dusk
can
City
call
Dusk
it
City crew.
City crew.
Dusk
With
Boys.
naked
boys.
people and lots of sausages.
Dusk Boys.
Thank you
Nina.
very much.
Just-
We've got Generic Evil Genius. He's donated. He says, question for the paint liquor. A friend of mine keeps trying to convince me that to paint minis by dipping them in paint. She left a message here on last stream. Do you think she intentionally tried to give me an aneurysm, or she just an awful person? Awful person. Okay.
Awful person.
Cool. Don't be friends with her anymore. Nightjar donates.
It
He
depends.
says,
If you're using the shade dips, that's fine. If you're just dipping to base coat, that's a terrible
That's
idea.
not effective, Jesus.
No.
Nightjar donates. He says, was meant to go see Lego Batman tonight, but postponed it until tomorrow because priorities. Love heart. Thank you very much for watching.
very
Hope
much,
you enjoyed
Oh,
it.
thank you.
Kev Tim Winshirt, a very crazy name. Hello, Mark and company. Just wanted to wish you all of High Rollers. Wish you all of high rolls tonight. Well, yeah, that worked on Nina.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for
This
that,
game, you
mate.
don't
Really
want high
killed
rolls
me.
on
Don't want
this
high
game.
rolls. Also, question for Mark: have you considered uploading and making more stuff for the sites like DM Guild?
Yes, I have. I'm working on a little something at the moment, actually, but I've not got around to playtesting it.
Oh,
So.
Cool.
sneaky,
Do you want to give us a little
sneaky.
teaser, Mark?
Well,
Yeah.
I don't want to because a lot of it's going to be used in once the current High Rollers campaign ends. I'm going to do a brand new campaign setting with loads of custom stuff,
Oh,
and then I'll
snap.
release it.
And then
all
it'll be
on
available
Guild.
online.
Yeah,
Nice.
so
Do you?
I don't want to talk about it too much.
That's cool. Keep it under wraps. Ron Rapara.
Ron Rapara?
Ron Rapara says, "Dang, what a good-looking crew. Good luck, guys. Thank you."
Oh,
very much.
thanks,
Jesus,
bud.
I know you weren't talking about
Thanks.
Mike, but that's fine. Cam's
loves
Bulge
feedback.
donates and says, Nina, you do realise Mark was the nerd for you. Did he roll a nat 20 on seduction? Wow.
Oh,
He
shit.
did. You were such a smooth motherfucker when
Wow,
we first had our first date.
Don't
You were
stop.
just like,
This
The
is-
sap is
let me
out.
get
The
you a
sack is
nice
out.
glass of
Calm down, Nina.
wine
We're good.
and-
Okay.
Yeah.
Rinslet DM7 donates. He says, "Hurrah! A Supreme Special one-shot. Never heard of this game before Tweakly, but it certainly sounds intriguing. I get the feeling I will have to add another to my growing list of games before the end of the day. Love you guys and
Hells
girls
yeah.
and all you
I'm
do."
going to back this as well, definitely.
Yeah, I definitely
think
back
it's
this.
Yeah,
really-
I'm
This is
so
really fun.
impressed.
Really, really
And it's
I
something
love
you
it.
can, even like if you're not a regular GM, like the scenarios all come in
just
like
seems
the
so
book
basic.
and stuff
Yeah,
like
I
that.
like it.
Anybody can run
There's,
it.
there's no way I could run a game for my friends. My friends have asked me to, but something like this, I feel like I could do.
'Cause it's
All
a
the
one- you
material's
can just have it as a
there,
one-shot
it's-
thing,
yeah,
and, like,
Got
it's
everything you
done.
need. Yeah.
Tucker 2025 donates and says, "Was hoping to see Matt forced to play MLP RPG, but this seems pretty good. Mark, what is going on with the lack of painting in Disney streams? Has Tabletop Weekly taken over?"
Yeah, basically editing those has taken over completely. I do want to get back to streaming. I miss it, but it's.
Have you
just
thought
not
about
taking
doing
priority.
like painting videos for your channel?
Yeah,
Or-
no, I think it works better as a stream because it's
Yeah.
something I can like interact
more
with people as I'm
slow-paced.
doing. Like it's
I
much
guess
more
so,
slow-paced.
yeah.
I'd only do it as a speed painting, and I'm not good enough as a painter to do it. So, yeah.
Robbie M13 donates says, you guys should check out an awesome YouTube channel called Tabletop Weekly. It features an amazing bloke called Mark giving us the
Smooth.
latest in tabletop and wargaming.
That's nothing
Yes,
to
you
do
should. Do it.
Whoa,
It's
whatever.
great, so check it
Do you want
out.
to pass them around and we'll read out some
Go
as
for it,
we go?
yeah.
Sure, where-
We've got
where
4 left.
else
Go for it. Hit him.
Have you read Lightning Wolf?
No, go for it. Go for it.
Lightning Wolf, loving this new game, Long Reign the Dawn. Mark, keep on being a great games master.
Hey, you Don Tarifo, come on.
Thanks, man. Ace of Thorns says, I think the nominations for Oscars are closed for this year. Real classy, huh? P.S. Can't make I-60 now due to family matters. Next time, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be at other events, won't we?
Mike,
Yeah.
what is I-60?
I-60 is Insomnia Gaming Festival between the 14th and 17th of April at the NEC Birmingham. Come along and you can meet all of these guys and more. Buy some t-shirts when you're there as well. We're going to have loads of new merch,
He's a
guys.
meme.
Loads of nice
He's
stuff
an
to buy.
event meme.
What was that, sorry? Oh, and you get 10% off day tickets with the code I60 Yogscast. all in
There you
capital
go. Do it. Come and say
Yeah,
hello.
come say hello, guys.
Smooth,
Nice one,
smooth.
Jake.
Otherwise, Mike loses his job. I'm joking.
Yeah, otherwise
He
I lose my
doesn't.
job.
Don't. Oh, come on. Mike's a great guy. Come on.
Amazing. Meta Manu
Metamani.
says, good evening. Interesting game, perfect for a one-shot. Not really my cup of tea, but fun to watch. Keep it up, guys. I still need my weekly fix of the main campaign, though.
Yep, it's
Sticky
coming
tongue
back.
face.
Not next week because I'm away potentially. I'm still waiting to hear back on my flights, but the week
Yeah.
after we'll be back. So
Yeah.
Very nice.
Cool. And, Harass Civil Servant has just donated, but didn't leave us a message. So,
thank you very much.
Thank you.
thanks,
Thank you,
Harass
dude.
Civil Servant. Poor guy.
We all good.
Is that everything?
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
If it's yep,
Cleared.
that should
Sweet.
be all good. Thanks
Awesome.
very much. Well, thank you
Awesome.
for all the donations so far tonight, guys. I really hope you like this game.
Thank you
Please
for
do
having
check it
us as
out.
well.
Oh, look,
Yeah,
you guys
thank
were
you so
fantastic. Thanks for
much.
playing
Yeah.
with me. Like,
Thanks for
This is
hosting.
so unexpected
I think it
and
was
lovely.
nice to kind of give like the High Rollers crew a bit of a week off, but I still wanted to play something, and I've wanted to play this game since I backed it, so it's really nice to have a reason to bust it out.
Yeah.
And yeah, just really solid. And all right, well, we'll see you guys next week. Like I said, I might be here, I might not, depends on my flight to LA. But if not, I will be back the week after for regular High Rollers campaign. I don't know what they'll do next week without me. They'll Trot and Kim will do something. So we'll figure it out. But yeah, and maybe next time if there's a one shot where the guys want to take a week off, we can play this again.
I'm well for
certainly
it.
check it out again.
We should try and get old Tom Clark in. I think he'd enjoy
Yeah,
this
I
one
think
as well.
Tom Clark would like it.
Definitely.
All right, well,
Watch Dice Boys. sell out Dice Boys.
yeah, well, don't forget you can watch Dice Boys every
I
Friday.
legally have to do it.
You have to do it.
I have to do it.
And don't forget to buy your awesome merch and merch that Nina's drawn.
Yeah, I guess so.
Buy this poster. Buy this poster.
Like the High Rollers poster.
Buy it.
Fantastic.
And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks very much for watching.
Cool, thank you. Bye.